Alright guys, and welcome to Dope Check, episode number 50. We are back, the Generational Hater Club is here, and what a weekend for it. Another disaster class from OpTic Texas. Where do they go from here? It's their major in a couple of weeks. This weekend was the one that certified them, starting in the losers bracket, but in many respects, it's a whole lot worse than that. Not just OpTic though, we're going to discuss today. Thieves looking good, FaZe of course, Surge potentially looking like a challenger, and even Ravens really turning it around over the last few days. But OpTic are the big story in Call of Duty at the moment. Is it possible they can turn it around from here with their roster? We're going to talk about everything today and who might need to go, because it almost seems inevitable that something has to give in that organisation. Gentlemen, it is good to be back. Shout out PrizePicks for supporting the show as well. They're back on board this season. If you want to get involved in the best place to play daily fantasy, head to the link in the description box below. Use code BreakingPoint and all of that good stuff to get the best deals on the web. Ace, how is it going? We're back in the building. I've cooked up another masterclass intro. God, it's good to be the best in a while, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
It's seamless at this point, right? Episode 50, things are just bop, 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 bop. But the boys are just bop, 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 bop. It's really good to see, man. The Betting Institute is rolling, and we are ready to talk to generationally hate as we do on this show. So get locked, get loaded, get your popcorn, get your sweets, like the stream, and like the video, man. Let's keep it going. Let's get the algo pumping, because we're here for Dope Check episode 50, baby. Trey, what's up?
Trey's got a green on.
Yeah, we're supporting.
I got my green on.
In this, in the dark times. In the dark times, that's what we're in right now. We're supporting the dark times.
Here it is. These are dark times.
Just like Pred said too. What is it? It's
not a sense of panic.
It's a sense of urgency, not a sense of panic. Yeah. You've not won a map.
We're not panicking though. There's the green, baby.
We're 0-5. I think
green.
Now's the time to start fucking. I think now's the time to start fucking panicking.
Nah, honestly, trust. They're going to get the drums out of the major. They're going to be back.
Yeah, but I don't think the drums are going to save them.
You don't think the drums are saving them? Isn't that the whole plan? So we'll have to go sticking it out, bro. Hitch comes out with the drums. It's going to be the difference maker, man. That's going to make Pred learn spawns.
I mean, on a real though, it is just depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a little depressing.
There's no sign of life.
Nah. We'll get there, baby.
No sign of life. And heck, straight up said to Dashi, he goes, "You're the worst team that's ever played for OpTic." He started laughing.
Could have been a better look. All right, let's crack on. Oh, we've got this. Another little 5 from Joshua. Please make it stop TikToks. Honestly, it might be time. Thanks for the 5. We appreciate all of you watching live or after the fact, or even on Spotify as well. We've got a great little contingent over there. Okay, what's going on with Warzone? Trey, do you have any idea what's going on here, or Ace? Because Warzone came out 5 years ago. Apparently there's a new Warzone coming out. People are going to say it in the chat, but the other day people were saying that Warzone was chalked and they weren't going to do it again. All I know is Scumpy is a king. That's all I know.
Well, Verdansk is coming back.
Yeah.
April 3rd. Like the OG Warzone map, Verdansk is coming back. No water for swimming. So there's no swimming in Verdansk. They've not done anything crazy with that. Hopefully I think what they're gonna do is just take it back to OG with the Black Ops 6 movement, with the Omni movement, and keep the OG map. Because there was rumors that if Verdansk didn't come back and save Warzone pretty much, that they would not make another Warzone after that. So, maybe they've now decided, because we've always complained that Warzone ruined multiplayer of COD, correct? Like, that's what everyone's, premise of Warzone's been about, that Warzone ruined multiplayer. So you would think that they wouldn't ruin Warzone, because that's what they pretty much changed it for. But fuck me, they've only gone and done it and not gave a fuck about Warzone as well. So I don't even know what COD developers are doing with COD these days, because they don't even care about the game they're making, or they're even trying to keep. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. We got Ricochet that don't work, with the god that motherfuckers still running rampant. Rank play. I hear motherfuckers are even in console hacking now. It's chalked.
Oh, it's over? Is it really that bad?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Now, what used to be, I saw a tweet yesterday, it was like, you never know good times until they're gone, and it was a picture of Black Ops 2, when it used to say how many players were online, in the bottom left, and there was like 600,000 people online, and then you go on it today and there's like 200 or something. It's just, yeah, sad face emoji.
Light your turn your lighters on, you know, sad times over here. I don't know. I just think this is last shot for Warzone. It's generally a dying battle royale, but somehow, some way, if COD is COD, they're gonna find a way to mess it up. Something's gonna be wrong. Something's gonna be off. The cheaters are gonna go obviously run rampant. They're gonna tweak how they're gonna tweak one part of the map that makes it completely different. That now adds the layer that you can go under the map or some tunnel. They're gonna do something to mess it all up, and I can't wait. I can't wait to generationally hate on this show about this in a few weeks. Can't wait.
I really want to hate on Warzone just because, you know, I don't think it's been good for competitive COD. But the issue is if Warzone's chalked, then I don't really know what it means for CODs, just because I know there's a lot of people right now that they like competitive play of some sort. They play Warzone for a bit of fun, and then to get their like competitive fix, they play Valorant, or they play Rainbow Six, or they play Counter-Strike. But how many people are still playing much COD? Because if Warzone wasn't here, then I don't know if it would be good or bad for us. Who really cares? I can't control it, can I? So, you know, as Rory says, Kenny's going to be a beast for OpTic's Warzone team. Lock in. I mean, honestly, XDefiant was calling. Unfortunately, XDefiant crashed and burned. They call me Tim with the 10. Heck's going to start having to foot the bill for stocking my liquor cabinet. These dark times are hid in my pocketbook, brother. I remember when AG came back and I was like, oh shit, we back. Now look at us. Well said, they call me Tim. Yeah.
Hey.
His liquor cabinet's taking a beating.
Hey. You
Drink
remember
every time
one guy?
KennYY. Good luck with that.
You remember the one guy on this show that said OpTic weren't going to be back? Oh, it was me.
Was it you?
I fear they're not back.
It was me. I said, listen, this change isn't going to help OpTic. I feel like it's going to make them, you know. Everyone thought Pred coming back was just going to be like instant turnaround back to second best team, first best team in the world. I just knew something weren't right. I could feel it in me loins.
You could feel it.
In me left bull. Something weren't right.
Mm-hmm.
And look at it now. The dark times.
The dark times, man. I actually love this little dark times thing. You got any thoughts on this real quick?
Not about this. Not too much about this. I just think it truly is dark times. That's all. I got
a funny screenshot to share in a second here. Before we get there, it's also chaos in the OpTic camp. The last couple of days, man, the watch parties have been going through it. I want the chat's take on this as well because, you know, obviously on this show, we don't just generationally hate on the players. We also hate on like the other shows, right? Because obviously we've got the best show. So, you know, it's all going on over at the flank the last couple of days. We had BenJ Nassim crashing out on stream. He was calling Zuma fans sheep or something, and then all the Zuma fans are like dropping the sheep emoji in the chat. Thought that was very entertaining. Yesterday on stream, Octane was basically demanding an apology from BenJ, and it might be in tomorrow's video. If I want the chat to tell me, did Ben apologize to Octane? Because if he didn't, then as far as I'm concerned, everything that he said during map 2 of the Falcons series yesterday, that he doesn't fuck with Ben until he apologizes, still applies. So, you know, Octane's about to get himself on another thumbnail.
I saw Ben do a tweet and someone, like a bunch of replies about it. I didn't really get the context because I'm just not on social media these days. I wake up, I stream, I don't even post, I don't even do anything, you know. The only time you'll catch me posting is when, you know, I see a funny tweet on like International Girlfriends Day when I'm single as a mother, you know, or I'm at an event. But with the other stuff, I don't really see it. But I heard Ben crashed out in his stream and called, you know, members of the flank morons or idiots or something like that.
He was pissed off that like the flank at this time of the year, it becomes less about like the analysis and more about just like, you know, hating on the teams. But that's our job. Do you know what I mean? Like their job is to analyze it.
This is my thing, though.
You know what I mean?
This is my thing, though. You're dealing with Octane, Zuma, Parasite, Eggs, Ben. You know, 4 of those people have all won in Call of Duty. Some more than others, but everyone in their own right has won something. A lot of event wins in that 4, and then Ben, you know, came in the COD, analytically wants to do it. And it's the same when Ben came on our watch parties. You know, he wants to talk about COD. That's not how I like doing it. We'll watch COD, we'll talk about what's happening. But realistically, a watch party to me is you have fun with the guys you're watching it with. You watch COD, you watch it with the fans. You know, you grab the fans, they grab a drink and watch it with you guys who are having a drink, and you all just have a massive. It's like you're having a watch party of like football or something with your friends. You have a laugh, you watch the games, and you talk about it after and everything like that. That's what a watch party is to me. Okay. Now the flank after show, that's like when they get analytical, start hating on the teams. There's a reason shows do well, and there's a reason shows do bad. And quite frankly, all the shows are doing pretty well in my opinion. So
that's what I'm saying. Thanks, OpTic.
This, I saw Ben do a tweet saying he's not doing the watch parties. He's thinking about not doing the watch parties and doing coffee and COD. Saying he wants to stay in his own lane. You know,
it's kind of sad, bro. Like, go on, Ben. Lock in.
Listen, I feel like, especially when we had that thing with Ben at
EWC.
Yeah, EWC where he crashed out, Maybe Ben just might. I love Ben the pieces, but maybe he just needs to take a chill pill a little bit. It's not that serious.
I think Ben's so great. It's just like if he could be like 10% less soft sometimes, I think it would help him out because he opens himself up to get clowned, doesn't he? That's unfortunately what it is.
It's like when we're with eight, like when we do the Toronto watch parties and stuff like. Would you rather us just sat there going, "Oh my god, he's rotated P2. Oh my god, he's rotated P3."
If it's like grand finals, I get it right, but like when you're watching,
we're locked in. But
I hear you.
We have casters, we have commentators to do that job. If we're sitting there doing the same job, it's redundant, it's stupid, it's repetitive. Like exactly like Trey's saying, we're there to add personality, fun, mess with each other, mess with the chat, and add just personality to the rest of it, right? And going to Ben's case, Ben, I don't know what you're talking about, bro, because realistically, without that foundation of the flank and Tommy and those guys, ain't no one watching Coffee and COD, my guy. Like, let's keep that. That's just the reality of it all. So you've made a foundation, and don't bite the hand that feeds you. It's just not a good. It's not a good way to go. It's not a good way to go. Don't bite the hand that
on
feeds
everyone,
you.
bro.
I wasn't. That.
I wasn't gonna go there.
You didn't say that. I'm not saying anyone said that.
I'm saying I don't personally fully agree with that.
Give me your take, but I just want to be clear.
I think Ben does have his own audience. I get what you're saying though, but Ben has cultivated his own audience that like him for him, which I think is great, and I'm kind of one of those. But also, I hear you.
I think
for me, it's not saying Ben hasn't built something for himself now. It's don't bite the hand that feeds you. Without that starting point, you wouldn't have been able to build any of this. So being like, oh, these people are dumb, or I want to stay in my own lane and this and that, it just sounds kind of crazy. And I think over time, you're going to realize that hurts you a lot more than just, making peace, being fucking chill, and just riding the wave you guys are on. It's one of the best waves in the entire esports scene. The flank, I think, is like number 5 or 6 in all esports podcast rankings. In everything, like every esport. It's like number 5 or 6. So ride the wave and chill out for a little bit. I don't know. That's my opinion. I
will say this. Ben J does get bullied to high heaven. Someone put it in the chat, and I will but he also, sometimes don't help himself when
that's my opinion. Yeah,
he has his generational crash.
He doesn't crash out, and then it makes it people want to tease him, right? Because then he's gonna crash out.
It's what he done to me at Madrid. He crashed out on me because I started laughing at someone's donation, and I walked off the show. You didn't see me for the watch party for the rest of the weekend because I knew what was going to go down.
Yeah, well there you go.
But
that's what it's
on
like
top of what Ace is saying as well, the last thing you want to do is call your co-host brain dead. Do I agree with some of the takes that Ace says? No, but I won't go and call him brain dead. I just, I don't agree with it, but you do what you want. I'm not gonna roast Rab. Next thing you know, I got a YouTube video of me hate watching me, and I'm cancelled.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta be careful. No, I don't disagree. I think the other pointers on the drama this weekend was on the OpTic show. So the OpTic guys, they're in a similar spot on some level. That's tough, right? Because OpTic, the vibes ain't great, are they? Really, in the OpTic camp right now, top to bottom. It's not exactly ideal. You got Scumpy on Sunday predicting Toronto to beat them 3-0, which of course they went on to do. But yeah, people were talking about this. OpTic Maniac was getting cooked this week. I'm not gonna lie, I never watched the OpTic watch party. I watch Octanes and I watch the main CDL stream. Those are pretty much my go-to. It's not really, the OpTic watch party isn't always my cup of tea, but I get why people watch it. And to be fair, for the OpTic games, sometimes I will tune in just to kind of, see what's going on for good or for bad. But yeah, they were getting cooked a bit. Maniac was getting cooked for being on the show, begging for super chats and all this. I don't really care about that so much. I think what Zinni was saying here about not breaking down the game and stuff, like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think the CDL stream lately has improved its quality to some degree. I think I actually often prefer watching the main stream than any of the watch parties, which is good and how it should be, I think, because this is a problem that Valorant has and still has, is that the mainstream is like, it's just not very good for multiple reasons. And it means that if Tarek doesn't watch party, you just get no views. Whereas in the league, the CDL needs to keep their products competitive. And I think they're doing that with some of the segments that they brought to the start of the show and stuff this weekend. But yeah, it was a big talking point of the weekend, really, the state of the watch parties.
I don't get it though. If you want to watch analytical COD, go watch the mainstream.
Yeah.
If you're watching, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah,
if you're watching the OpTic watch party, you're watching that purely for being an OpTic fan, for being mainly a Scump fan. Let's be honest. That's what you're watching for.
Kinda. I don't know about Scum fan, but just you're just in the OpTic cloud. Like you appreciate Hex, you appreciate Scump, you love the dynasty. Like if you're in that camp, in that cloud, and you consider yourself Greenwall, then
I'm not about who's on it, like mainly though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like Scump's a
part of it, of course. I
don't want to discredit Zinni here at all, by the way, because he's actually doing bits on Twitch and everything like that. So my bad if Zinni felt disrespectful for me saying just watching Scump, because Zinni's got a big following too. So I don't want to disrespect Zinni there too, especially considering he's how well he's doing on Twitch, especially with Mill Team 6. Yeah. So, even just if you're watching the OpTic watch party, you're mainly watching for Scump and Zinni and just the funny things, the other OpTic guys that hop on and, co-star with them too.
Yeah, I mean, OpTic are the biggest thing in COD. Like, we can't lie about that or pretend like it's not. So I totally get if you're watching the OpTic watch party, but expecting them to be sitting there talking like they're coaches is just, I think it's kind of ridiculous. It's too much of an expectation, and it wouldn't be fun to watch. You like it for one stream, I think, but I think those clips of like, them talking about a little drama, Scum making fun of Zin, or Zin making fun of this person, or Hex saying something funny, I think those go a lot further, and people want to keep watching because of that, rather than Scump giving his opinion or breaking down every map and what people did wrong and right. I don't know. I think that'd be good once in a while, like very limited, but every stream would just, people start tearing their hair out.
What do you think about, so the CDL, they did a couple of segments yesterday. Before the matches even begun, they had a segment talking about how Pred don't know what he's talking about, or like don't know what he's doing on the map. He's making these errors. You don't know where the spawns are. There's a bit of drama about that. I feel like that got blown out of proportion a little bit, because Pred said in the comms, it was in their first game against Miami, he was like, where they're spawning, Ken or something like that. And I don't think that's like a crazy unusual question to ask. I think it just got blown out of proportion a bit because it was OpTic.
I will say this, just because of the situation. Him saying where are they spawning, Ken, could be like, Ken might be blocking a spawn, so he's asking where are they spawning because he doesn't
exactly,
know.
Yeah.
Not like that is a simple question. Also, though, check your mini map, because if you don't see a teammate in the far left of the fucking corner, guess what? They're spawning far left of the goddamn corner. That's that's the only rebuttal I have against that.
I have a better one. You know what it is? Right before AG asks where are they spawning, Ken says where they're spawning. Go back to the clip. Go back 3 seconds before he asks it. He says where they're spawning, and then AG asks where are they spawning.
Okay, I can
That's
go and
the
find
problem.
it actually.
Well, another big issue is AG just doesn't get on time. From that clip
Fair
in
enough.
particular,
Fair enough.
and then he goes to make a flank play with 14 seconds left instead of rotating, and then dies on the flank play, and then boom, guess where we're at? A
Hell.
generational hate watch.
No, okay, this
Welcome
segment
back.
though, well, I will say this segment, doing it right now against OpTic is weird. However, now that I've seen it, I want them to do this every week with like boneheaded plays and just do an analysis of people's listen-ins when things are going wrong. I actually think it's a good segment, but doing it right now actually is some generational hate, which we love. But it is weird. Like it is weird to do it right now. I think that is a little odd by the broadcast. Good views though.
I don't think it's weird to do it now. I think it's weird if they don't carry on doing it with other teams.
Yes,
from this point
exactly.
on.
They need to. It's a good idea. It's a good segment. They got to keep doing it. But if you do it one time limited, then you're actually being kind of weird about it.
Obviously,
They do tend to rag on OpTic, Delete. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, obviously I'm guilty of it as well. But you know,
sure.
when the league are bringing up banners that say like the return of FlopTic or whatever, I'm like, I don't know. At the end of the day, all I care about is more people watching COD because I think it's a fantastic esport. So, you know, it's a price worth paying. But I do think that sometimes I might make different decisions if I was in charge.
I just want to say this to the stream. I'm not saying I'm not saying like someone said when else are they gonna do it. I like it when they're roasting them. I like the analysis from what they're doing. I just think it just shouldn't be a one-off just because OpTic are playing bad. Even though OpTic get the views, it's still a good segment to have on the show.
If there isn't a segment about the Falcons, if they could translate it, I'm gonna be picketing outside of the Activision headquarters because we need a maybe not even a listen in, but a map watch by Nameless of the Falcons of LAG. I would have said of C9 when they were playing disgusting, like all these teams, or even the opposite, what a team did right. If we could watch like a Surge and see, oh, this is exactly what they did right on the map, that would not only be fun to watch, but also very informative. And I think it would teach some of the people who watch COD, you know, people I think really from last week's show, people really look at COD like it's super brain dead. So I think Nameless going on there, breaking it down a bit would actually be very beneficial to break down the layers of COD and how it actually takes a little bit of, you know, timing, skill, knowledge, knowing when things are happening. It'd be beneficial for the positive and the hate, for both.
All right, I got the clip here. I'm just going to play this out again. See if we can listen closely to what it says.
Listen right before it. I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
I think it's about here. Oh, that's not worked. I mean, I love how Ace brought up this whole idea of watching this clip and now he's dipped out, but, you know, all good, I guess. Sound.
Nice. I got it, I'm trying to. Here's one dark at me. I'm trying to live. I need my feelings. She's
Okay, I mean, I do hear what Ace says. So Ken says they spawn dark on me, and then Pred says where they spawn in. I don't really think this was that egregious. I think what I'm more concerned about is what the hell Pred's arrow is doing on the minimap half the time. Slightly less than this one specific call out, but you know, it was a talking point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it just don't look good. You know, when you haven't won a map and you're asking where people are spawning, I'm just saying it's not that outrageous to ask where someone's spawning. But I also see what Ace is saying.
Yeah, I have seen that OpTic Chef tweet, by the way. We will get into that in the coming minutes because I'm not exactly sure what that's all about.
Wait, which one's he on about?
Well, he's on about the one that seems to show Huke back in OpTic, baby. So, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there in due course. We've got a couple of other things to discuss in terms of teams. I mean, the last series of yesterday was pretty controversial too. FaZe got the win. Is that the only game that FaZe played the weekend? It was, wasn't it? Right? So they only played one game and they got 2 next weekend. Feel bad for Boston, kind of. Like, look, they're getting smoked a bit, but yesterday's series was a bit of a clown fiesta. I'm not saying it was the league's fault, but the map 5, the internet goes off, the servers crash, Cammy's on a 5 spree, and then to lose, it's a pretty rough way to lose a series, especially on a weekend where Boston already played Thieves once. Boston's last 3 series have been FaZe, Thieves, and Surge. Pretty unfortunate. But, I mean, you know, Cloud9, Surge, Thieves, like, these are the last 5 series. Toronto, Cloud9, Surge, Thieves, and FaZe. They've lost all of them, but, you know, that's a pretty tough run.
That's a very tough run. You've played, like, I'd probably say the top 3 teams in the game right now, Surge, Thieves, and FaZe. You're playing an on-form Cloud9, and then, you know, Toronto are a very good team anyway, you know. Still on the fraud watch, though.
They've not had, like, a Miami, like a Rocker, you know, like, kind of one of those type of teams to maybe
Still on
win
fraud
against.
watch.
But yeah, I agree. It's still kind of fraud watch, but I think this is a pretty interesting series from the FaZe side too. They did play a Hassie Hardpoint. I know that's not necessarily their favorite map. It's not something that they would, you know, I think there was a bit of map pool expansion going on here from FaZe Ace. But still, like, the way they lost it, Drazza made a misplay at the end. They make the comeback. They take it to the red card. It was a good series. One of the best series we've had in a long time, because most of the series lately have been absolute Asterclass.
Masterclass, pretty good. Side note, while I was away, we did hear that call. We heard the call out, right? The spawn call out.
Yeah, we did hear the call out. Yeah.
Yeah, cooking. I just want to know. I was cooking before. I just want to let you know.
It's just the least of their worries. That team just doesn't look like they want to play. They
just had to pinpoint that. But speaking of Boston FaZe, yeah, series was pretty good. Boston should have won that series. It is cheese. I know people shoulda, coulda, woulda, but in reality, I truly think Boston should have won that series. They look better than FaZe in the searches for sure, or in that search for sure. So it sucks. It sucks when server issues happen. It sucks that it just randomly spiked up during their match. But what are you supposed to do, man? COD is COD. COD is just CODing.
Honestly, it was good for OpTic, this result, because that means Boston still, you know, they didn't get another 10 points. So it could be big. It could be big in the grand scheme of things. It means OpTic hold on to 8th place in the CDL standings right now. But
was it on purpose to save OpTic's spot?
You think OpTic pulled the plug? Oh, maybe.
The CDL knows if no OpTic at champs, there's no champs. It's basically cancel champs. It's over.
Can you imagine if OpTic don't qualify and the CDL like, you know, we've had an emergency decision, just like they did back in 2020. This year, we've actually decided, due to an array of economic and you know, financial factors, that actually 12 teams at champs is what we're going to do this year. So this has been in the works for months, guys. Like, you know, it's no last minute change.
That would be.
OpTic just turn up. They're doing like 3 groups of 4 or something. And then
they give us everything we want back, literally, just because OpTic's out. I can imagine. Honestly, there is a world in my view that I could see that happening.
Yeah, PD's right? Like, this is also a very lesser known story that back in Black Ops 2, the age restriction for the World Championship was 18. Of course, nowadays the age restriction for everything is 18. But back pre-CWL, it was only the World Championship that had the age restriction. And Scump was only 17 at champs that year, but they found a way to make an exception so Scump could play at champs, because he was like, even at that age, he was like one of the biggest content creators up there with Nadeshot. So yeah, I don't know. okay, it's not gonna happen, but just giving Daniel say some ideas here.
Yeah, I mean, gotta make it happen though. I just hope they get there, because if they don't, again, like I said, even this event, half people are going to be gone. I think if OpTic is in at champs, we won't say half, but a fourth of that audience is not going to be there.
I don't think it's even a conversation, to be honest with you.
You don't think so? You don't think it's panic mode yet?
Nah, I mean, like,
it's just a sense of urgency. Bro.
I mean, like, they
urgency up in there, right?
They got to do something, but like, they're gonna make champs still.
Yeah.
That's really confident. This guy's really confident, man.
Yeah, they're making champs.
They're still what? They're still 8th, right?
Yeah, they're still 8th. If we look overall season standings, 15 points. But
what I'm saying is right. So this is, remember, I'm never wrong. So lock in with me. Lock in with me. Stream lock in. OpTic fans lock in.
These are the standings.
They get what? They get world star this event. All right, they do. They're gonna get cooked this event. All right, it's just gonna be how it is. Then they make the changes that they need to make. Could be a 1-man, could be a 2-man. I don't know. Let them work it out. After they make the change, they get a couple wins under their belt. All right, they're gonna beat the people in front of them because they're OpTic. They've got the talent like that. And then guess what? They're gonna sit around about 5th going into mid. Yeah, we'll give them like a 5th going into Major 3. You know, they're gonna cook for a little bit, and we'll see where we're at from there.
Could be worse, really. Like if you're OpTic, you get to 5th seed for champs. You know, you play Toronto round 1. You play maybe a Ravens round 1, something like that. It's okay.
They're gonna end up on. They're gonna end up at champs on a talent, just on a talent base.
The thing is, you really don't want to be like 8th seed for champs because then you.
No, you really don't.
You want to be 8th seed.
You really don't. But
You don't want to sneak in.
With the way Minnesota are right now and Poole, you know, still being Poole right now and not playing the greatest, I can see them slipping up. Miami looking like on a downward spiral. Not the top 3 team in the game, are they, Vickle? Huh?
We are hating, baby. I love it. Yeah.
I'm not hating. I'm speaking facts. It was the dumbest tweet I've ever seen.
Lock in, Twin.
I've been locked.
I mean, Generates are cooked. Falcons are cooked. Boston are better than their record suggests, in my opinion, but they're still not very good. Like I definitely wouldn't put money.
You give Boston.
No, I do. They might be ass, bro. They are kind of ass. I wish they were better. Like
I don't know why. I don't know why you like Boston so much. I don't know if you're on payroll or something, but them cats.
All right, Doug paid me off in Madrid. I'm coming clean. Doug paid me off. He said you gotta gas us up. So I decided to gas them up.
Boston has potential. They have a lot of potential.
They were 3rd seed for Major 1, man. They were looking nice.
Yeah, they have a lot of potential. They have the pieces, and again, if their ARs are shooting back, they have a good chance. But they're a team that I expected fully to make a change, but I don't know if the payroll there is going to allow them to. They already have tactical rap on their payroll too, so
exactly.
I think it might be a little too tight to add another AR.
You know, Boston Green.
Yeah. Not OpTic Green. Notice the shade difference. Notice the shade difference in both their cams.
Yeah.
I said, I was just gonna say the way I see it now is Rocker drop down, New York go up, and that's the only change I see right now.
Oh, Rocker down would be pretty tragic given the talent they got, but it would be another absolute loony masterclass if somehow they don't make champs again.
Yeah.
But then I could also see Miami going down. I just don't see. The only team I can see from the bottom 4 right now going up is Cloud9.
Yeah, I hear you. It's pretty tight down there, and also if you win a major, which obviously these teams ain't going to do, but if you win a major, it's 100 points this time. So, you know, mathematically, it's not going to be impossible until the very end. But
even Cloud9's not like guaranteed wins. You know what I'm saying? We thought they were going to beat Ravens, and they didn't, which fucked us over horrendously.
Yeah, our predictions are 100% cooked. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think it was like clear cut, but I felt like C9 would, to me, like slight favourites, and then Gwyn came out and did an absolute masterclass. You know, let's look at that series because this was one of the more interesting series of the weekend. This Ravens one, really impressive from Ravens. I thought. Where do I click to make it work? Maybe I go here, and I go here. And I go here.
Nah, see,
because they've been on a tear.
Nero's girls in there. Now I feel bad.
I didn't say they weren't going to make champs.
Well, I just said, I was giving some realistics. It's nothing to do with Nero though. He's
class.
Nero's great. He's playing 3v4 right now.
Ryan says, "We're my second video of the day." Oh yeah, I just made it live. Yeah, my bad. The times just keep messing me up, right? Because the UK, the time's still the same, whereas in the States, the time went forward. And that's the case for the next 2 weeks. So I get my times wrong, but all good.
You guys don't have daylight savings?
We do, but it kicks in from the end of March. So it happens earlier for you guys for some reason. So we're only 4 hours different right now between UK and East Coast. But yeah.
I don't know how, but it's a conspiracy. I don't know how yet, but it is. The fact that you guys have it later, but we have it earlier, this is a conspiracy. I haven't put the pieces together yet.
Also, topic for another podcast. Dave.
Also, whoever's on the BreakingPoint YouTube, OpTic didn't cost the boys predictions this week. The boys cost the boys predictions because you went for an OpTic.
Who's picking? The OpTic pickers maybe lose full. Respectfully, Lion Man, Easy Mac. I'm looking at my standings. I'm seeing me sitting pretty on like 33, 34.
I want to drink at Dallas from you boys because that was the dumbest thing you've ever done in your life.
Yeah, that was a stinker. Like, okay, the Cloud I think was probably pretty bad as well, but pick an OpTic.
No, Cloud9 were on the up, Ravens were on the down. Like, you know, that was a good pick. That was a fine pick.
Exactly. Yeah, I think so.
That was an attempt from us to try to get ahead on like a little bit of a 50-50.
Well, I think it was a fair call, really. Like, if you'd have told me coming into the series Ravens would win both hard points, I'd be like, surely not, right? But Gwyn just had like one of his best ever series. So I think,
and if you'd have told me that my boys would have chosen OpTic when they haven't won a map in 4 matches, I'd have been like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I actually couldn't believe that when I saw that come out. Like, okay, Ronnie can pick it, whatever. Like, that's Ronnie, right?
And I've got to sit there and just smile with my thumbs up.
Yeah, I know. But this is really impressive for Ravens, actually. Like, I know I've been pretty harsh on them because I know how good I think they can be. I was a big fan of them at the start of the season. I've been a bit concerned about some of their respawn play. But yeah, like I'm always going to be a fan of a team that slashes on, Slasher, Tej, Vivid. They've been looking good. But Gwyn just complete takeover this series. You're very rarely going to see an individual performance like this.
I told you to put the over on Gwyn map 1, did I not?
Yeah, you did. And it hit. It did hit.
I know.
He dropped 38. 38 and 21 out of Gwyn. Because he was, on prospects, he was a pretty, high bar. He was more or less 29, I think. But he popped a little 38 and 21 bomb to take the Skyline by 50-odd points. It was actually a mega lead, and Cloud9 brought it back a bit, and then they lost it.
You could have made 600 quid off me this weekend, Reb.
Sib had 40 on the protocol. So it's just a story of some of the star players who are turning up here. But, yeah, I don't know, like, Gwynternet... Wait, did he get 38 and 21 both maps? No way. It's kind of wild. Is Gwynternet a thing? Like, is he dropping 108 in 4 on LAN?
Yeah. Why are people thinking he wouldn't?
I
think it's kind of silly to think he's not that good. I think on LAN sometimes... I think on LAN, he plays... Last year was kind of bad. This year it's been okay. I mean... He's getting better and better. People got to remember this guy's a rookie, you know? His LAN performances are maybe a little bit all over the place, but consider his team is also part of that as well. I think the boys this year are going to be a lot more consistent on LAN as individuals and as a team, and that's going to set up Gwyn for a lot of success. I think this hate of him being an onliner isn't really fair at all.
I mean, I just think he's better online. That's just the fact. But he's not bad online. Like this year, Major One LAN, he had was it 1.03?
Yeah, he's had similar numbers to that every time he's been to LAN.
He played well.
He just doesn't have these godlike, you know what I'm saying? Like these kind of godlike insane series. I don't think I've really seen one from him yet on LAN. Not to say that it's not coming. Like I don't think he's a Blastful. I think he's an exciting prospect. Probably one of the more exciting players in the league in that sense, right? Like you look at the league at the moment, you see what's happened with the New York Subliners team of last year and where Skies, Kiz and Priest currently are. You look at the OpTic team right now and you think, how the hell are they going to get out of this mess? You wonder what the league looks like at the top end over the next couple of years, or is it just FaZe and Thieves? I hope not. Obviously Surge have proved themselves to be somewhat in the discussion. And then Ravens can get into the mix as well. And players like Gwyn are, guys for the future to keep an eye on for some of the top teams. So, I think it's exciting. I want him to be a dominant force on LAN as well. Then I'll be ready.
Well, it's what Louis says. He drops a 1.15, 1.2 to a 1 to a 1.05 on LAN. Like, he's still doing good. But you see, the thing is when he's taken over online like this and he's not taken over LAN like that, that's when you probably see the Ravens team fall off a tiny bit.
Yeah, his numbers are pretty good. They did play Thieves.
Because he's not taking over like he is on LAN as he is online. So that's where you might see the drop off a tiny bit.
These series are pretty crazy, the qualifiers though. Wow, look at that. 1.44, 1.3. I mean, his lowest KD came against OpTic, so that just shows how good he is right now. Filter him by LAN and online. Yeah.
I understand the want for him to be like amazing on LAN, but again, it's a team game. he's gonna be as good as his team is on LAN. And if last year especially, I think his team was not a very good LAN team in general. So this year, expect big things from him. I expect big things from him, and I think he's gonna deliver. And he did. I mean, a 1.03 is still a good LAN performance. I don't care what anyone says.
I hear you. I'm trying to do a bit of filtering right now.
Wait, what did you say his LAN performance was?
Was it 1.03 last from Major 1?
Yeah, but that's my point. Like, it's good, but it ain't Gwyn taking over series online good.
Sure,
which is what he's doing.
But we're looking at it like this: like when you're playing individual games online, you're gonna have a standout, and then we're representing it only by that. If we're looking at 1.03 as his whole weekend, which is what, 2 series, 3 series, 2 series. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like it
was like
they
5.
played quite a few there, to be fair.
Major 1, they got to what, 3 series?
No,
they
played 5
came
series.
top 4. They lost to Thieves in the first rounds. They beat Falcons. They beat OpTic. They beat.
They played 5 series.
Toronto, did they?
Okay, it's actually 5 series. Okay,
Yeah,
even more of a reason that if we took 5 of Gwyn's series, you know,
Gwyn
it's
had
not
a
gonna look like
1.06 on
1.3.
LAN last year. It's
So I'm
probably
saying,
a little
it's
bit
overall,
exaggerated.
We overstate him being an onliner, whereas he really does have good performances on LAN. It's just not exactly the same. I think it's kind of silly. I just think it's personally kind of silly.
No, I'm not saying. My point is, I'm not saying him to have the exact same performance on LAN. That's kind of hard because Slash is going to get better on LAN. My thing is, he doesn't take over LAN like he does online.
Hey, Gwyn said to Trey, Gwyn told me to tell you to look at his DM.
Oh, he DM me?
No way.
Apparently, he DM'd me to tell you to look at your DM.
He just followed me, so.
Okay.
Wait, I hope he's roasting me.
Yeah, I hope he's roasting you. I hope that's what I want. If you want to roast me too, all good. See, like, everyone's a generational hater, man. They love it.
Well, wait, to his reply, I didn't check his EWC. I was literally only basing it on this year.
I can bring up some EWC numbers.
No, his EWC was a 1.1.
Ah, he was cooking then.
No, he just sent me a message. By the way, I'll agree. I haven't had a full takeover on LAN for a whole LAN, but to ignore the 1.1 on EWC is crazy. I'm not ignoring it. I wasn't looking at. I was looking at this year.
Oh, no records found.
Yeah, to me, again, he has. I don't know what the numbers are exactly, but if we had only LAN performances, a 1.06 last year, I'm sure is in the top. Is in the top half of the league, probably in the top quarter of the league in all numbers. So calling him an onliner is just not a good take. That's my whole thing here. It's not a good take. I know, Trey, you're saying specifically, you're like, it's just not as good as online. I'll give you that. But I'm saying the broader take that the community thinks that Gwyn is like ass on
yeah.
Shit is just a
terrible. I was gonna say that the community thinks Gwyn is ass on LAN.
Yeah, and that's
last year he had the 11th highest KD on LAN.
Bro, the community thinks he is ass on LAN when he could. He could. I mean, right now I'd be sick if I was Gwyn, just because they could play him bad. They probably Gwyn could probably fit in there.
Yeah, the kid's generational. Ever since I seen the kid, I saw the kid. He looks like Brody. Looks like I don't know, like the country version of Simp. Like that's what he looks like, man. Boy is ready. I know, man. Ever since I saw him play, the second time I ever saw him play, he's ready to like.
You see,
he's ready to go up, man. Like go up.
I think the biggest thing about online to LAN as well, people play different.
Yeah.
Like teams play different. So he just has his way with people online because they probably play a bit more scared or probably not even more scared, probably more full on. So, yeah, just so you can get some more kills. Yeah. And then when he comes up again, but I will agree with you to say the people you ask, do you think Gwyn's good on LAN? To probably 75% of the community, they'll be like, nah, he's ass. Like he ain't nothing like he is online.
Yeah, he had a 1.01 last year if you exclude EWC, but maybe that's cheese. But I just thought I'd have a look just in case. But no, I think the bottom line is pretty clear.
Any pro, including Trey, would say if you're getting above a 1.0 on
OpTic Gwyn,
like across lands, above 1.0 across lands, you're disgusting. Like you're a good ass player if you're getting above a 1.0 on lands across the board. Like for a whole year, that's hella good. So people's perceptions of stuff is just really messed up. Everyone's expecting Gwyn to be put up Hydra numbers consistently. Whereas, look at his personnel, look at his teams he's had, and consider who his team was last year. If he's still dropping a 1.0 with that while getting sometimes the rest of his team getting shit on, that's tippable in my eyes.
I mean, listen, respectfully, what are they in the league? Third, fourth?
They're third in the standings now.
Third.
Third in the
Still
standings. Online means more than LAN anyway.
Unfortunately.
And he's doing well. He's doing well on LAN. Hey, all power to you.
Yeah, let's keep it moving. Let's go.
Hey, don't let this European talk you down. You keep going, twin.
Yeah, in a couple of years, Gwyn might be like top 3.
Yep.
These are the standings. Which other team do we want to do a little bit of a dive into? Because I'll tell you a funny stat. Right, LA Thieves. They're currently 5-0 in the league. Their map count this stage is 15-1. What was that one map loss? Does anyone know? Little pop quiz here. Which team did they lose that one map to?
Falcons.
Correct. Ace has got it right. It was map 2, Skyline Search and Destroy against the Falcons. They have 3-0'd everyone else. And they are about to play OpTic next, and we'll probably 3-0 them on recent evidence too. But yeah, Thieves have seemingly turned a bit of a corner. FaZe, no, I'm not going to say FaZe are like in shaky exactly, because they often do this online where they don't really look incredibly locked in. But to be fair to Thieves, they have really turned a corner. And look, is their recent run, look, they played Surge twice, they played Ravens, they played Cloud9, they played Boston. Like, it's reasonably impressive series. I just think the manner in which they win, that's what impresses me, right? Like, they played Surge and Boston this weekend. They 3-0'd both of them without really any difficulty. I know that Surge were doing a bit of map pool expansion here. They played maps they don't necessarily always play. Surge are confident, they're 4-1. They'll get to winners. I don't think they took this series too seriously. But still, I think it's their control that really stands out to me, Thieves, lately. Like, especially the one against Boston was just so crushing. I mean, look at this map 3 against Boston here. Okay, Snoopy managed to somehow go positive, but like everyone else was just getting put in the blender. Purge had 7 kills. It was just a masterclass, really, all of these series lately. I think Thieves are playing on a level that is difficult to handle. And as I said last week, Hydra's getting a lot of credit for good reason. Like, he's really turned it around. Looks like one of the best players in the game. But Scrap is the best player in the game as far as I'm concerned. What he's currently doing on the AR is undeniable. His impact on that role has been different for years. The only man who's even been close to competing in some respect is obviously Dashi and then Salium. But this year, Scrap is different breeds. And I actually think his performances over the last couple of weeks have been getting almost going under the radar to some extent, because Hydra has been taking the shine as I've Ghosty and Envoy. People are still gassing up Scrap, sure, but I don't think he's getting the credit he deserves right now.
It's like when you called him underrated and I nearly slapped you.
Yeah, maybe underrated too far.
Performance is generational?
You could go that far. Well, look at this shit, man.
Generational lovers club, because Scrap is definitely one who's on top right now. Boy, it looks good. That LAT team looks good. I think the biggest turnaround is Hydra getting consistent, because now that opens up the lane for Envoy to take the routes he wants to take, takes the flanks he wants to take. He doesn't have to take so many difficult... I mean, he still takes difficult gunfights, but I mean more like it opens up the map so Envoy can be at his most effective as a player. And yeah, Hydra, I think he's number 1 in the league right now with a KD. So
yeah, he's number 1 this stage in terms of KD. We can actually, you know what? I'm so ready for this.
You can prefer Hydra or Scrap, and that's your best player of the league right now.
Yeah, and that's a scary sight. That's Kobe. That's Kobe Shaq. That's
and and also like FaZe probably we have these talks online. FaZe just breeze online. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look like they fully go 1,000,000% online. I don't know what it is, but I just get that when I watch them. They go
100,000%. Yeah,
they go last map, but then when they go LAN, they're scary as fuck. I feel like they try with the position that they put themselves in online every single year, with the points they put themselves in when they guarantee themselves champs very early, you know, winning Major 1, you know, they'll probably win Major 2 or come second at Major 2, which secures them, you know, an even bigger bump. Then, you know, they'll start testing out some maps like they did. I feel like they did against Boston. You know, they played Hacienda, which, like Rab said, they don't particularly like playing that much. So they just push it out. You know, they try out a lot of things. But LA Thieves, they look very, very good. All of them look good. It's not just one person, two people showing out. They all doing their roles. They all look good. It all looks fluid. And yeah, like, you know, you can say Hydra's the best player in the league or Scrat's the best player in the league. You can choose either or, and your opinion would be right.
Is Elle still in here? We've got Slayer rating up on the screen during stage 2 so far. Hydra is number 1 in KD, in BreakingPoint rating, and in Slayer rating in the league right now. Joe Deceives is not far behind, probably helped to some degree by that OpTic series that we unfortunately had to watch last night. Then Neptune, Sib, Nero, number 5. Then Scrap, mixed among basically all the other SMGs, with the exception kind of Sib is kind of your next man, really. But yeah, in terms of BP rating, which is a attempted equivalence for impact, Scrap seconds, Simp, Ghosty, Envoy. I mean, you've got basically the entire Thieves team here right in the mix. And then even if you just want to go pure KD. But yeah, Hydra's on for a pretty spectacular KD this stage, which, you know, might end up being the highest of the stage.
Jake saying Simp number 1 in MVP, though. They've won the only event so far. Well, yeah, because it's the only event that's happened.
It's one event, we'll see. We will see.
You know, it's the only event that's happened. I feel like this year's going fast but slow.
Yeah, this is actually kind of crazy. I didn't even realize that. The top 5 in BP rating is Hydra, Scrap, Simp, Envoy, Ghosty. Like, they have command of the top 5 players in the league this stage. Kind of insane, right?
Madness.
It shows they're playing at some ridiculous pace as well, because BP rating is quite heavily tied to like damage and impact and stuff like this.
That means every map, not only are they getting kills, but somebody's carrying someone's being the star of every map. Whether it's a control map, hardpoint map, S&D map, someone's stepping up. And it's every player is stepping up at some point. That's pretty scary.
Like, if you look at FaZe, they have Simp, Salim is 8th, then you have Abizi's 13th and Draz is 17th. That's not bad. You look at Surge, they have Neptune at 10th, Nasty at 11th, 04's down at 22nd, Abuza's at 20th. So yeah, you know, again, reasonable spread, but it's not what Thieves have got going on. I don't really want to scroll further down, although, you know, I will have to. I'll do that in a second, chat, don't worry. Actually, I'll do it now. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. This is where the hating comes.
Here it is. You know, we'll order by BP rating. That's fine. I think it gives you, because like at the end of the day, you can go into details on how the BP rating is calculated and stuff like this. But as I say, it's an approximation for how much impact a player is having. Like, that's
done by a supercomputer, so like, you know, you've got to kind of.
Now my filter's on for just Major 2. That's what I filtered by. So I know who you're calling out. BreakingPoint in chat. I've filtered by Major 2 and like the stage so far. So yeah, Wixel, Xnid, but you can tell the difference here, right? So Pred has a 0.94 KD, but he has a 0.81 BP rating, which, you know, look, you can analyze it if you want to. I'm just going to present the figures as they appear. But Thieves, they're 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th. OpTic are 48th, 46th, 44th, and 43rd. It could be better, chat. Could be better.
It could be better, hypothetically, of course.
How is Doom above Xnid? Honestly, good question.
I'm just going to say this because I say every week, yeah, Kenny don't look good. It don't. But the rest of the team don't look good either.
I mean, even in terms of KD, right? Like, they're 50. Jesus. 50th,
I mean, Kenny is getting
34th.
world starred the most. Let's, you know, I'll keep it real with everyone and myself in here.
Yeah.
But it's not like, you know,
he's on the
they're all
for a
getting
reason.
tucked. They're all getting tucked.
Yeah, they are getting tucked. But the numbers this stage ain't great. Kenny's on a 0.74. One of the worst KDs ever for a stage as it stands. Yeah, his confidence does not look in an especially good spot right now. And it's kind of difficult to watch. Like I mentioned this screenshot earlier. I'm going to bring it up now. This is a screenshot that feels like from a long time ago. This is when Thieves played OpTic on Hacienda and Scrap dropped 6 kills. Do you remember the day? Here's Huke, 22 in 9. Shotzzy, 21 in 12. For a 100-point club victory. This was, what, January? So, a couple of months ago. Remove the miner. Miner is increasing Kenny's KD. Nah, okay. You wanted me to remove the Falcon series? I mean, sure. I guess I could. Should I?
Oh, no. If you do that, I don't know how bad it's going to get.
Oh, no. All right, miner's gone.
Close your eyes if you want. See what it is, man.
Close your eyes. Oh. Did it change? Maybe it's the same. It might just be the same. Could be worse. Maybe, I don't know. These numbers look the same to me, actually. I'm going to hit the refresh.
I'm pretty sure it's...
I'm tripping right now. Whatever. I'm going to leave it there. You guys saw the numbers. We're moving on. This is a screenshot when Huke was in the team. I guess that's the question, right? Is Huke a better fit for the team right now than Pred is on this game? We talked about it when Huke came in at the first place. It was my opinion, and still kind of remains my opinion, that in terms of the overall potential ceiling of this roster when everything's firing in all cylinders, Pred's the better option. But I think we agreed when Huke first came in that, like, you know, he's going to be a good player on this game. He's a serviceable option. He's going to play it. He's going to play the type of game that works here in BO6. And sure, it wasn't perfect on LAN, but there was a reason why the team looked better in the qualifiers. Like, let's not forget that OpTic were the #1 seed for the major in Madrid, with Huke largely in the lineup. They were undefeated in the qualifiers with Huke in the team. You know, it's...
But they didn't look good at LAN, though.
Nah, they didn't, which is true. But I know that OpTic fans are talking about it, and for another reason we're going to get to here in a second, with a potential screenshot going around of Huke back in the OpTic team. But yeah, people are going to say justice for Huke, and I get it, right?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I had my opinions on Huke coming into the team, and when he got dropped the way he did, I just knew it wasn't going to be a good... I knew for a fact that how they got rid of Huke and how they brought Perd back in, well, it just wasn't going to be good for the team. I just knew they weren't going to play well.
Yeah, they were just in such a, like, I get both perspectives, but it really is true, like, Captain Hindsight, I guess. But looking back, they were in such a role, actually. Like, in the online matches, they looked like they were, you know, there's little kinks. Ken was playing a little bit, you know, he was just getting started in the game, but, you know, the sub duo looked dangerous. Dashy looked dangerous. You know, it looked good. So, you know, it's super hindsight cheese, but the team, Huke did get done dirty, and they should probably, you know, now looking back, they should have stuck it out, or at least, you know, we can only look forward. I think Huke does deserve a little bit better, and whether that means AG on a flex and bringing Huke in, he's a top player in this game, and still, again, I'll make the same argument. Some people are gonna say, look at what Ace. Some people talk about how I defend AG and stuff, but here I'll say this. Right now, there's a top player in the game sitting out somewhere. He's just sitting out. He's one of the best players in this game. Somebody needs to pick him up, and they're going to get substantially better, like Seattle did with Neptune. Although Huke was the #1 prospect over Neptune. That's how effective this guy is. So if OpTic are serious,
Surgeon picked him up, right? I mean, 04 came on the show and said that it definitely, you know, they had to think about it pretty heavily.
Correct. So I'm saying OpTic got to pick him up. Somebody's got to pick him up, because otherwise your competition is going to pick him up, and that makes your journey to get back to the top of the league even that much harder. Because one player in this game, one good sub in this game with the goddamn Jackal can push you up from bottom of the league to top of the league fairly fast. So Justice for Huke.
Yeah, these numbers aren't pretty either. I mean, like, you can say I've cheesed this or whatever, but I've taken the series that they played in stage 2 and I've just unticked the Falcons series, and you know, so these are their qualified games so far, including the Ultra series at the minor, and we're looking at a Dashi 0.87, a Pred 0.89, a Shotzzy 0.94, and a Kenny 0.69, baby. It's it doesn't get much worse than that, but actually it does. In BP rating is at a 0.68. Rarely before seen. And also impressive consistency from Ken, because his respawn KD is also a 0.69, which means his S&D KD is also 0.69. Or 0.67, actually. 0.74 hardpoint, 0.64 control, 0.67 search. Pretty consistent out of Ken.
The issue is, I just don't see anyone that, like, joins this team and, like, I don't want to say, like, makes him better, because Huke, like, there's players that would make this team better, but, like, no one sticks out to me, Ace. You know what I'm saying? I don't just look at challenges and go, that guy right there, bring him in. That guy right there, bring him in. He's frying, get him in.
It's not as clear as it was. Like,
yeah, it used to be clear.
That's why, to me, it's only internal. It's, again, the only rational concept for me is take AG to a flex and bring Huke in. It's the only concept to me that works.
We've got a couple of
Literally
clips
the
here.
only
Like,
one.
this was just... I mean, what do you think about this one, Trey, right? So they're playing Ultra here. They're down 1-0 already. They're in a 2v3. And there were so many worse moments in the game than this. But I thought, on some level, this summed it up a little bit. So Joe comes up top. He takes down Kenny. And then, I'm not saying Pred can do anything about it, really. Like, he is kind of screwed. But it's just...
It just looks funny.
It just looks funny, right? It's like, I don't know really what Pred's meant to do exactly, but the way that they play, you don't see any other team in this position, right? Like, the fact that Jonas Thieves just walks down the stairs and just kills them anyway. Like, I don't know, man.
It's just funny how he just looks like, you know.
He'd obviously resigns to lose. Like, he knew the round was over at that point, but
yeah,
still.
for sure.
There's also this one. Now, this, okay. I wouldn't say I was getting roasted. Most people are actually backing me up. Oh, we got a big one from Yalim. 109.99 Turkish, maybe Turkish lira. They still use the lira out there. Let's get to the bottom of it. Should we sub in Damon or should we not? Well, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I need Damon to do a press conference or something. Like, what's going on in that camp right now? Maybe they need him. I mean, look, let's be real here. Would Scump, Formal, Crim, and Karma win a map in the CDL today? I'm saying yeah. I'm saying they're winning some series, man.
They probably don't get 3-0'd by Falcons on Vault Control, that's for sure.
That is probably for sure. Like, genuinely, you got to think, right? So, Damon must be losing foot as well watching this. I think that's the issue.
No, but picture it. 3-0 Vault Control.
By the Falcons.
Against the worst team in the league. Like, that's how I knew it was chalked.
Wasn't it like 2 offenses as well? Maybe it wasn't. Surely not. Right?
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Nah, that's a big one, Yulin. We appreciate you.
That's scary. Someone told me that when I was streaming GTA, and I was like, 3-0 Control Vault. And guess what? What did we say before that series? If OpTic play Vault Control versus them when they're in the slump they're in, I don't know what's going through your heads. The only team that Falcons are good at, and you've picked their map to play them on, and they 3-0 you.
But they did the same thing. Like, they played it against Toronto as well. Like, that made me lose full too, because that's Toronto's map that they like, and they played them on it. They must just... I mean, I don't really get that decision. Like, you've just been smoked by Falcons on Vault Control, and yet OpTic are allowing Toronto to pick it as their best map. Like, I know they don't like protocol, but still, allowing that through seemed like a recipe for disaster. And I'm just going to play this clip in the background here.
Seems like a lot of recipe to disaster moments going on with them. There's quite a few of them. Even, I mean, the other thing too, if anyone else caught it, again, their last loss, they still were smiling and laughing between maps, which even at that point for me I'm not like I'm an OpTic fan as generally as it could be, but even that for me, even like rubbed me the wrong way, because I would be losing it in that room if I'm any of the players and I see any of the boys laughing and we're getting smoked. I feel like that's just like
It's gonna be different on land, bro. Trust.
All right, listen.
to
All
land,
right,
they're gonna come
you know
in.
me. I'm a big advocate for having a laugh and a giggle. You know, even after a loss, a little laugh and a giggle. I'm a big advocate. Keeps the vibes high. But you got to win a map. You got to win a map. You know?
Yeah, so that's 15 map.
Listen,
losses? I don't know, bro.
listen. It's got to be a close matchup for me to have a little laugh and giggle. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason I harp on about the Volt Control versus Falcons is not only are you OpTic Texas and you know Falcons are 0-16, but it's the community outrage of getting 3-0'd by the worst team in the league and ever that's been in the CDL whilst you are OpTic Texas. You guys understand what I'm coming for that, right?
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Community outrage. You're probably sat there thinking like, oh, it's all fun and games. We're going to smoke them next map, which I did, whatever like that. But it's like, it's the principle of it actually happening.
This is one of the funniest clips I've ever seen, right? So I do want chat to count how many YYs happen in the space of this clip. I mean, we'll go back to the start here and we'll maybe do it together. So there's one already. There's two. There's three.
YY mid gunfight?
He did. That might have been
did.
4. Let's just say 3. That's 4. This is probably 5. That's 6. That's 7. You might call it 8 actually with that one. Maybe I'd say 8. Hops up here. Pops one more, dies. So this is actually unreal, right?
I mean,
and he pops into cover to pop a little YY, and then he recharges, and then he dies because obviously Rengor's pre-aimed. Like, whoa.
You know, we got Dens in the chat from the Falcons as well, and you know, he said, you know,
OpTic Dens.
He said he put in the chat, you know, should have won 3-0. Now, at the most, Dens, you should have been 2-1 up.
Oh God.
You know, and that would have been, you know, my ass cheeks trembling because I had to get a Falcons title on my left cheek.
Honestly, legit would have been trembling.
But that's my point of like the realization of how bad it is. And I don't mean to disrespect Falcons as much as I am. I really don't. But the proof is in the pudding. Like it's just there in front of your face. Like we can't not say. And it ain't Denz's fault. He's not picking up the controller. It's no one's fault over there. We know exactly what's going on over there.
I don't want to keep playing this, but I've never seen anything as outrageous as this. I think it just the reason why this gets me right is because the other week, Kenny, you remember when he was in that 1v1? It was against the Falcons. It was a red card search, and he had a 1v1. He YY'd against Dahum, and Dahum could have gunned him but didn't. Kenny won the gunfight and he won the round. And I said in my video that if that was Simp, he was getting guns there, and he was 100%. Like it was. Okay, maybe not all the time, but the point is that Kenny took a gunfight, which he was 90% guaranteed to win, and turned it into a 50-50. And sure, on that occasion, Kenny won the fight. And people in the comments, not all of them, most of them were agreeing with me, but some of the comments were like, you know, Kenny can't do anything right, he wins a 1v2 and he still gets cooked. But it's like, the principle is still there, that this YYing thing has been a problem for Kenny before, it remains a problem to this day, and at the moment, it's evidently costing him and the team. Like, that's the bottom line. And there's going to be more spotlight on that when you're not winning things, let alone winning anything at all. And this is why the community is more in uproar about this than they have been even previously, is that Kenny's popping stuff like this during a gunfight, clearly losing gunfights because he's YYing a lot. And this, like, you know, tick or whatever you want to call it that he has, this habit that he has just completely taken over his gameplay to such an extent that it's clearly hurting the team to some degree. And we've seen loads of evidence of that. I can't help but think that because he's playing under so much pressure, it's not helping with the nervousness in his fingers, I guess. But it's a talking point, right? I mean, this guy's a double world champion.
I'm just gonna back like Almighty arguing that it's impossible to fix. Him having this thing, like, it's pretty hard to it's pretty hard to fix. This is like a natural implement of his own game right now. He's been doing this since however long. It's not like he's just adapted it now. He probably done it less, like last year, like people are saying. But the YY tick that he's got, it is impossible to fix. He's been doing it for 10+ years.
But for some reason, it didn't used to be like, if it was half as bad, it wouldn't be as bad.
No, wait.
And it hasn't been this bad before.
Last year, it was just as bad. People thinking that he didn't do it last year or something are out of their minds. He did.
I swear it wasn't this
100%.
bad, though. It didn't feel this bad.
I promise you, it's like, you know.
He's probably won a second. I want to see the all-time leaderboard for most YYs by a player. Kenny's got to be topped by like 50x.
Ken, even in World War II, would just run around when he's just running around. If he's not actively in a gunfight, he's just YYing. That's what he's doing.
The issue now is that he's YYing mid gunfight.
Yeah, he's popping into comments and like a little YY.
Like that YY there. I don't like buying into the meme of the YY. I truly don't. Hydra YYs, everyone YYs, any claw player YYs, by the way. Just letting you guys know that.
Yeah.
But Kenny is like the master YYer in this situation, and he YY'd mid-head glitch on a truck while having a guy pretty weak, and he YY'd and lost his centering, and then lost the gunfight because he YY'd mid-gunfight.
Yeah, like it's, you know, we ain't going for build cams out here. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't need to do a little YY 360. Even, I mean, did the same thing on that control, right? When they played that control and Real slid into the hill and he wasn't ADS'd. Like, I don't know, it's because he was YY'd or like, oh my god. It made me lose Phil. But it's not just Kenny.
There's been quite a few times where Ken isn't ADS'd and he 100% should be. There's been quite a few times where they go on his POV and he's just not holding a heart. He's literally, Ken would have 20% more kills, or like at least 15% more kills if he just held his aim up.
That's the point too. Dashi YYs a lot too, and he doesn't even play claw.
Yeah, I feel like it just is something. It's just a little thing to get yourself a little zooted and amped up and get some energy out while you're moving around and keep. I don't know, so you don't like just keep simulating, and keep your fingers kind of warm and hot. But in Kenny's case, it's the YY isn't the problem. It's more just how he's like. Even if you watch that sequence, besides the YY, look at what he's doing. He
just looks lost.
Yeah, he's moving aimlessly.
He's just moving around to move.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. There's a bigger issue than the YY. It's actually what Kenny's doing. That's the issue.
Yeah, we need to get this YY thing out the thing. Like, yeah, it's a big meme, whatever like that. I promise you, it's costed him this gunfight. But Kenny has been an outrageous player since he's competed. Yeah. He's in a crazy slump right now, just as much as the other OpTic guys. The YY is not the issue. He's in a slump. He's not playing well, granted. But guess what? The team's not playing well. Is he helping? No. But that whole team is ass right now.
If he stops YYing, they're not getting another win. You know, like that's
if he don't YY, they're not world champs again.
Yeah, that's like the clear-cut point here. Like, stop blaming it on that. It's dumb.
Jose Torres says it, guys, is just his new way to disappoint the green wall. It's pretty tragic, but look, it's not just Ken, because there was this moment here. Octane was crashing out about this, understandably so. Because, all right, so look how this unfolds, right? So we've got Dashi on the far left hand side of the screen. Pred's just picked up 2. Kenny's killed Clinics in the back, so Kenny's got back spawns locked down. Joe Deceives trades out Pred, last alive in hill. Shotzzy runs in the front. Joe kills him. Okay, brilliant. But Kenny's got back spawns. Kenny's now pushing hill. Number 3 and Pred just spawned up back there as well. Number 4, Dashi's pinching. I don't really understand why Dashi doesn't just hit the front and kill him, because you know he's weak. But instead, Dashi goes around the back and then changes his mind. And by the time Dashi changes his mind, Kenny's already gone in and died. Dashi's been shot in the back and they lose the time. And Octane crashes out.
I think in this instance, Dashi's just relying on someone to get the trade. And they just, He
I
thinks
kinda
Shotzzy's gonna.
get it, but, like,
He
oh
thinks
my
Listen, he thinks Shotzzy's gonna go in there for the trade, and get the trade whilst he holds the back, which is which doesn't even work then because OpTic will spawn at the back anyway. So
There's just so many moments like this every map there. Like, obviously we brought up a couple, but this happens like half a dozen times a map.
saying the whole team is bad is funny when we said the same about Surge, but they dropped Hixie and instantly got top 3 form. Listen,
There we go.
I already said that. I already said this last week. OpTic right now do not look as bad as Surge did when they had Hixie. Surge was still winning series and winning maps
You mean the other
and
way
keeping
around.
it close. Wait, yeah, the other way around.
yeah. Just clarify that.
Surge was still winning maps and winning series. Sorry if I worded that wrong.
Yeah.
No, we got you.
The Surge team with Hixie is nowhere near as bad as the OpTic team now. That team was still keeping it close. That team was still winning series. They went into Major 1 with a 3-4, not the greatest, but 3-4 win record in the league for Major 1 quals. They were never this bad. It hurts watching OpTic right now.
Yeah, it's not even fun. Like I said earlier, but it's not even fun. Watching
Like it was funny it was funny for the first two matches, but now it's just
no. It was funny. Okay, wait.
Here we
It
go.
was funny for like 4. Last week, it was funny until last week, or until like this Sunday, this last match weekend. That's when it got unfunny. Before that, it was okay. It was like, they're on a slump. They're gonna be okay. Whatever.
4-3. My bad, true.
Then they just lost. These last two have been like, oh, okay, this is not funny anymore. This is kind of sad. Whatever's happening is a deep-seated problem, and we got to get to the bottom of it, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Like, we were talking about it briefly before the show about how it's just kind of frustrating to watch. Like, this is the time where the storyline is meant to turn around. I don't want to have to keep making videos and doing podcasts ragging on OpTic for playing terribly, because we get it, right? They're ass. The whole team is playing terrible. Kenny's awful. He keeps YY, and something needs to change to reinvigorate the team to some degree. It's about time it happens, right? Because this is the whole point of this, is that, okay, fine, you suck for a while. It happened at Major 4 last year, but here comes the turnaround. When's the redemption arc hitting? Either the redemption arc happens or you blow it up. It's one of the two. So it's about time something happens with OpTic, right? Because it's either they blow it up and they make a change and they call it a day with this chapter, or they actually somehow begin the redemption arc, whatever that looks like. But either way, it ain't looking good. We've got the ring ceremony. 10 days from today is going to be the ring ceremony out there in Dallas. It's going to be a spectacle. I cannot wait. I know there's been some talk about this. I don't agree with it, but there's some people saying that OpTic are going to get booed when they walk out for the ring ceremony by the OpTic fans in the venue.
You guys, you guys are fake. They ain't even going to get booed when they walk out.
Nah, no one's booing them, bro. They'll
Bro,
boo them. They'll boo them
People
once
are
they
paying. People are paying hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars to come watch OpTic play. They ain't booing their players.
Nah, I don't think they might boo them once they lose. They might boo them once they're down 0-2, but they're not booing them ring ceremony. That's when they're gonna be.
I don't even
If
think
they get
booed.
3-0'd out of the stadium on Friday, there's some booze going around the venue.
No, I promise you, they don't even get booed. I promise you.
Not on Thursday, though. No way for the
you
ring
want
ceremony.
to make a live? You want to make that gentleman's agreement live right now that they won't get booed?
I truly don't believe they get 3-0'd stand up and everyone's booing them off the stage. I truly don't believe that they have the fans like.
Oh my god, man.
I kind of do, bro. That's the
Not at a live event where people
Their
pay
event,
thousands.
man, right? It's their event as well. God, that would
their
be
event.
rough.
But there's a chance they go to it, and if they lose the way they lose, they're basically like a 0-20 map count. Like, bro,
Bruce.
that's gotta be some.
Yeah, but these guys aren't like football fans where they boo their team off. Like, these guys are soft.
Does it work like that in America? Like, is it a big thing in America, booing your team off the pitch? In American sports, does it happen? Because
booing your team off. pitch?
When in football, like if your team's getting shit on and you don't like the manager, you'll boo your team off the pitch.
If Man United when Man United lose, they just get booed off. You know,
Yeah,
a couple fans, well, there's like, you know, they don't get like booed by everyone, but like
it's happened. Yeah, if a team like I've seen like the Lakers get blown out by like 30 points towards the end of the game, and it looks like hopeless. Yeah, there's times to get booed off. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Well, yeah. How was the basketball?
People get pissed off here too. What do you mean? That's why if I'm an OpTic fan and I pay thousands of dollars, and then I go there, and then first map is 100 to 250, second map is a 6-2, and last map is a 0-3. Oh, you bet your fucking ass I'm booing. I'm booing my ass off. I'm booing every $1,000 I paid on here.
I actually rate that.
to be fair, someone did put it in chat. A lot of the boos are more directed at ownership in major sports.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. Yeah.
Wait, what? No, it's not. If you're at a game and your team is getting horked on, I've heard people boo and they get into big boos, especially if it looks like for example, small one. Team's already doing badly, then they fumble like in football. Oh, they drop a fumble, and then it just looks like you piled on. It happens when things pile on top of an already bad situation. You're in basketball, you're bringing up the ball, you guys are down 15, the ball gets stolen from you, and the guy goes and dunks it again. Now they start booing you guys like, dude, you guys are ass right now. That happens in American sports. Not ownership is one small aspect, but I'm saying gameplay stuff happens. OpTic in this case, ring ceremony will go great. That's no chance of boos there. Everyone's gonna be happy unless they're just like FaZe fans or whatever. But I don't think that's gonna be a serious thing. If they come on the stage and they win a single map, no boos. I'm done. Wipe the boos away. It's not happening. Even if they lose a series, everyone's gonna be happy. They won one map, they're back.
Oh my god, they're back. They're back, man.
They're back.
They won a map against fucking, I don't know who they'll play round one, like Rocker or something.
Whoever, right? But if they win one map, I don't believe any boos come. If they get 0-3'd off the stage, I'm gonna record the boos and post them because it's gonna be boos. It's gonna be the first time we see the green wall truly get booed at their own event. It's gonna be really bad, and that's my prediction for this. Because
I feel I agree with Ace on this.
I just think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, there's some debate on it, right? Because I feel like everyone also carries some blame in the OpTic camp. But go on, Trey.
No, I was just gonna in like the Premier League, for example, a lot of the issues do stem from like owners, and then if a team's playing bad, like Man United, for example, they play bad, they blame the Glazers.
Yeah, well, not anymore, but yeah.
Well, now they just blame what was it?
Imagine a chant comes up like after map 1 or 2, and somebody starts, blow it up.
Oh my god.
Blow it up. And then you just hear the crowd going off with blow it up. Oh my goodness.
Man, that would be a rough one for Hex to take in his own backyard.
Now, if there's booze for the ring ceremony, then then we might have to have a joke. Then we might have to have a serious talk.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Then COD fans have surprised and shocked me to a different degree if during a ring ceremony they're deciding.
Wait, low key?
Because it's meant to be like a good, it's excitement.
Low key, like if it was sports though, like football, for example, and let's say like Man United were like 0-15 in the league, and they were coming out to receive their award that they won last year, they might get booed.
I do hear you. Yeah.
There's that's what I'm saying. It's in the realm of possibility, but
I don't think the OpTic fans are like that though. I think it's too cold.
That's why I'm saying that I don't feel like they will boo at the event regardless, because they are like a cult family.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know though, if I do see a fan crying about them getting 0-3'd, I'm taking a picture of them. Don't get mad at me now. I'm warning you now. Whoever you are, if you start crying in the venue, I'm taking a video of you and I'm posting it online. Just know that right now. Don't care what happens.
PD says, are they going to win a map before the major? They play 2 series next weekend. One is against Thieves. I can't predict them winning a map there. One is against Gentlemates. It's another blow it up bowl. Gentlemates have had the easiest schedule of all time. They played Falcons last weekend.
I might take that might be a draw.
You think? You think Gentlemates are that bad?
Oh man.
That's a fucking
That's a-
bad series. That,
No, you know,
bro,
you know what that
I will be
series is?
watching.
Go
bro,
ahead,
that's
go ahead.
that's one of those series where before I'd be like, I'd be like, I'm actually tuned in for it.
Yeah, I was tuned in for Vegas LAG a couple days ago. I was
Wait,
buzzing for it.
not only am I tuned in, but it like kind of tells you what it's almost like a preview because like that last series before you hit a major, it can be the one that hypes you up. It can be the one that puts you down. In OpTic's case, though, if they go 0-3 and then 0-3 against LAG going into the major, maybe we do see some boos at the ring ceremony. But we might see some if they get 0-3 against LAG. That's crazy. And that would mean going into this major against Falcons, they're 0-21 against teams.
I mean, technically, they're already on a 21 map loss streak if you go back to the major and you exclude the Falcons. Because they lost the last three maps. Yeah, like, all right, let me break it down. Let me break it down for the stream. So, OpTic have played, these are OpTic's completed matches, right? They lost to the Ravens. They lost the final 3 maps of this series, right? So they lost the red card search. It all began with this red card search. Red card search, protocol control, Hassie Harpoon. They lost those 3 maps in a row. Okay, that was with Huke, so maybe you don't want to count it, but whatever. As far as I'm concerned, it was still OpTic. Then, OpTic come back from the major. They turn up to the qualifiers, and they begin the generational run, where they get 3'd by FaZe, 3'd by Rocker, 3'd by Ravens. So that's now 12 map losses in a row, correct?
Now, you are correct, but on the technicality of just that series, they want a map in that series,
Okay, they want a map in the series. Look, it depends on the way you look at it. If you pretend the Falcons don't exist, which is probably fair, then it is technically 21 in a row because they've lost to Toronto twice and Heretics and everything. So
It's 21 currently.
Yeah, if you include the Ravens series at the major, and then you exclude the Falcons series, it is 21 map losses in a row.
You guys are correct. Like Rick is saying, what if we exclude the color blue? Then what color is the sky?
Yeah, but like we are excluding Falcons here, who genuinely would not be a good team in challenges.
We are excluding. We are
like this is
Falcons,
hating. Like I'm not going to deny it. But like,
I mean, that's not hating. I'm excluding the Falcons with everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I would.
Like LAG just beat Falcons. I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah. Are they actually anything if they're guaranteeing a +10 for everybody? No, they're a common denominator. They don't count. So outside of them, that means OpTic has a chance of going basically -27 and then -30 if they lose the major 3-0.
Could you imagine? Oh my god.
0-30 map count outside of
That'd be
Falcons.
insane. That'd be insane. But like when EasyMac, what happens when EasyMac someone quits the lobby? EasyMac puts them down at 0-30. Okay, look, people are going to say cherry pick stats, but okay, let's not cherry pick the stats and let's just zoom into this then, shall we?
Those people have clearly never watched this show and watched me cherry pick.
Yeah, we've been doing this for years. But look, even if we don't cherry pick the stats, you look at this run, they've been 3 5 times in a row, it's 0-15.
Yeah, it's not good, bro. It's bad regardless, bro. Like, what?
I mean, look, they beat Falcons, and some people are like, oh, OpTic are back. They played well on that red card hardpoint. Since then, they've lost 9 maps in a row. So, you ain't getting away with this one. Look, we have a couple of other pieces of the puzzle here. One of which is this. So, Shotzzy turned the stream on yesterday, and he said, I couldn't believe my eyes, but he said that at least they're frying in scrims. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. No, he didn't fully say that. What he did say is that their scrims are better than their practice. And what they need to do is translate their scrims into practice, or to translate their scrims into match day. Isn't that right, Trey? It's just a translation issue that we've got going on here.
Well, I mean, he didn't particularly say that either. He just said our scrims are way better, which...
He did say we need to translate them there. He did use that term.
Yeah, but, like, how good are they? And how bad were they, is my question.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because they look worse by the week.
You know, he's saying I just need to see one victory, then it's fucking wraps. I don't think.
I don't think it works like that, man. I know that OpTic are going to get into this mentality of
Listen,
as soon as we get one, we're going to be back. Like I don't think the problems just get solved with a map.
Listen, if they were, you know, if they were 0-5 and they lost every series 3-2, you know, that's when I'd be like, bro, they just need to get one to get the.
It's kind of what happened last year with Major 4, right? Because they lost to, like, they weren't getting crushed Major 4 last year. They lost a lot. They were bad seed, whatever. But like, they were losing game 5s. There was a feeling of, okay, they can click it back into form. But winning one, like, let's say that map won against Miami, that was a complete shit show on the red card. Like, let's say they won that. Does that magically, like, do they magically start playing good fundamental COD again and shooting straight? I don't think it works like that, personally.
Yeah, I mean, like, Rickish just said it in the chat. He said, I was more interested when he said he can't tell us the real issue because people overreact.
He did say that, yeah. He said that if I go into more detail, then people overanalyze.
And that's not what you want to hear. I can't lie. That's probably not what you want to hear.
It's bad, man. I appreciate Shotzzy for like coming up and
I respect it.
Yeah, him facing the music in that way is honestly tippable and is honest. Again, if this competing stuff, again, it's like what your job is. Same time, you have a brand, and he's still talking to his fan base and connecting to them, regardless of the drama that in reality means nothing. So I like that out of him. It shows some mental fortitude at a Shotzzy that I love,
especially in these dark times.
And yeah, I don't see a world. I don't know. I don't see a world right now where they end up going to LAN and just turning it around seamlessly, considering they started losers too. At best, I mean, again, I could eat my words. And OpTic fans, you're gonna roast me, cook me, whatever. Hopefully, I do eat my words. I think they can come away with one series because it is their home major, because they are going to be on LAN with that energy and back in the same venue they won champs in. I know that sounds very fairy tale-like, but I really think that's going to be a difference maker. By the time we get to the second series, though, that's where I think it's just going to be a little bit too much, and fundamentally the team is just not there. Kenny just is not shooting the right way. The team is just a little bit, doesn't have enough structure going on, and they don't play together. It's just, you know, you could try to win COD games of fairy tales, but it only lasts so long. And they don't have a certain piece from last year's champs run.
Oh,
that made them very, very tippable. I don't know what that was, but I don't know, man. They just for some reason they just can't get organized. I just can't get it. I don't understand.
That was some miracle working. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? Knowing our luck, yeah. Knowing our luck and OpTic's luck, and OpTic fans' luck, should I say?
What is that? I don't know what I'm referring to, but it sounds awfully familiar.
Like I said, knowing OpTic's fans' luck and our luck and everyone's luck, they'll come out and just 3-0 Thieves and then just go back to being ass again. Everyone's like,
they're back.
We're back! And then they just get slammed and go, never mind.
Thieves lost a map to the other worst team in the league, in the Falcons. So, you know, if Falcons can take one, surely OpTic can take two.
Yeah, but you see, losing a map to Falcons compared, like, you know, I feel like...
no, they were just trolling that. It was when you play OpTic, you're always taking it semi-serious, right?
Well, Scrap ain't going to want to lose to OpTic, is he? Or, like, if Scrap ain't going to want to lose a map to OpTic, he's going to write a statement piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Well, okay, this is the other thing that, like... This just shows how far OpTic have fallen, right? So Shotzzy's on stream last night saying that their scrims were better this week because they played FaZe and they played Thieves, and they only lost 3-2 in both of the hardpoint scrim sets. So apparently now for the World Championship winning team, only losing the scrim to Thieves and FaZe by a still quite substantial margin is now something to celebrate. And I'm not saying it should have been necessarily. Like, it's been so bad that I understand why Shotzi's like, look, we're making some progress here. But still, it's incredible to think how far it's fallen. Given that last year, Dashi was talking about the fact that they were slamming Thieves every scrim they were playing them in, or Toronto, whatever team it was they were slamming. But also, the other thing is, you want to talk about us cherry picking. Well, Shotzi's cherry picked here because he's clearly decided to discard the controls that they played in this series, that presumably they lost all of them of. Certainly to Thieves, I imagine that's the case. So probably the scrim result here was 6-2 if they played the 3 controls. Maybe they chalked the protocol because they don't seem to like it. Whatever. Like, this isn't... If you're an OpTic fan, you're not hearing this and you're getting filled with confidence, like, surely.
I mean, Control's also not a very fun game mode to scrim, I can't lie.
Sure, but you dog shit. Like, let's get the scrims rolling, boys. Like, come on. Let's put in some more time than any other team. Can we outwork some other teams?
It's just glorified TDM at that point. They're just not getting kills, so they ain't going to win a control anyway.
I mean, I get it, but like, man, give me. If I'm an OpTic fan, I want to see some passion. I want to see some. This team has no passion, has no aggression, has whatever that whatever that thing is. I think PD put it in the chat.
Has no passion, has no aggression, yeah.
You don't know what I'm talking about. That's
a generational clip.
It is that though. Like, it genuinely is that. Like, what are these brothers doing? I genuinely sit here every week and I see OpTic saying the same bullshit about how trust the process. Shotzzy literally said it in this clip. He said the words "trust the process." I nearly blew a fuse, and I'm not even an OpTic fan.
Dude,
CBA, man.
This is like, there's nothing like this, man. This is like, we're like getting blessed so much in this cycle, in this, doing content around it and everything else. But like, it's absurd. It's once in a lifetime you see a team with this much talent end up this bad. So while it's here, for the better or worse, we got to cherish times like these. Because it's never going to happen again, right? It's going to be one time that a team this good is going to be this bad. Eventually, they're going to get it together. And I agree with Shotzzy. Trust the process. Because at some point, they are going to be out of this slump. But until then, we go be here. And we go be at the major. And we going to be hating. Because this shit is bad. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, ITFINV CDIGFBJKDC says... I mean, if FaZe was 0-15, would they not be scrimming and talking like this? I don't think they would. Like, I don't know. It's difficult to say, because I don't think any of these other teams would ever be in a position like this. I don't understand how OpTic are even in this position. But you think Simps ever coming out on stream and saying, well, trust the process, guys. We won 2 maps yesterday against OpTic. It's like, I don't know.
I mean, they got shit on at the start of the year. Went radio silent, come back and started frying everyone.
Yeah, they went radio silent and started putting in 3 scrims a day.
They weren't saying much. There was some, I think it was like a cryptic couple of tweets from Draza, and that's about it.
Like, Shotzzy tweeted as well. I mean, okay, 2 other things Shotzzy said. One thing he said is that they're not changing roles. That Kenny is not going to the sub. Now, what I will say on this is, at this point, given the problems in the team, that ain't fixing their problems. The reason why I suggested that was because change something, right? Like, try something. I think at this particular moment, I don't really think it would help. But, so I get why Shotzzy's saying we're not doing it. But equally, it's like, okay, if we're not going to try the role change, then what are we going to try? Are we trying anything? I don't know.
I don't know why I don't know. Maybe there's something we don't know, bro. At this point, I'm almost like guaranteed that like they have to know something we don't. I'm almost like, you remember when I said like the comedy turns to misery, or misery turns to comedy at some point? Like, we're at a point now where I'm almost trying to think if they're like messing with this is an OpTic storyline. This is a content line. They want to have this as the perfect schlump to make the craziest content going into Major 3, and every video is going to be smash, 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 because they're going to be winning finally. There's no way everyone's this calm. The camp is this calm. They're still laughing in comms. Hex is jokingly going onto podcasts and talking crazy. Like, so many things lining up, and generationally, this level of talent doing this bad, there's got to be a big joke happening. There's got to be some type of prank happening that we're just not in on, and OpTic guys are trusting the process truly. They just can't tell us. I don't know.
This is the plan to save the league. This is what it is. There's They're building the narrative that's going to save the CDL. Don't worry. Shotzi's cooked it up, you know. Shotzi's just
Save the
taking the
league and
heat
also
for
get
now.
OpTic, boost up OpTic viewership, OpTic content viewership, and bring in the racks. You know, I understand that. I'm all about the racks, baby. So I could get it. I could get where they're coming from.
All right. This is the other tweet we've got to talk about real quick. I'm not exactly sure what this is. We could hit a little refresh on it. But if you guys are aware, for a few years now, OpTic, when they do their scrims, they seem to do them in OpTic's Discord in like a private channel. And if you've got a certain Discord extension or something, then you can not enter the private channels, but you can see who's in them. So I think that's what's going on here. Now, I don't know enough to say whether these are 100% the accounts. I know that Quavo Kenny has this Discord picture, and this is what his name looks like. I don't know. If you guys are in OpTic's Discord, you'll probably be able to see whether these are the real accounts or not with some degree of likelihood, but obviously this could, be fake. I don't think it's fake. But if it's not fake, then obviously it raises some questions here. So presumably this is a Discord chat from earlier this evening. Big fan, I'm guessing, is Karma. Maybe wrong on that, but it just pretty sure
Someone
the
said
photo
it's
was
an
old.
old
People say it's
photo.
old photo. Okay, so he's baiting us basically. Things I had not seen it before. I thought I would have seen this before if this was new. I'll do a little
bait.
bit more research. That was doubly bait though. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie, it's doubly bait.
W for sure.
Let me look at the replies to this tweet.
They're probably crazy.
Yeah, people saying it's old. If it's real, the season is chalked. Roster lock. Okay, roster lock for Major 2 came and went. Let the team rock. At Grok is this cap. Bench Pred, let him learn the game more.
What?
Oh, it's time. You know what, Ace? It's time. It's time for your Snoopy take to run it back again. Pred doesn't understand the game. So you know what it's time for? It's time for Pred, AG. He's got to step back down to challenges. He's got to learn his craft. And then maybe later in the season, he's going to be ready to step back into the big league. What do we think? Okay, this is bait stream. We're going to ignore the stream. Thanks for the heads up.
Brother. 0.69. My take ends there. I don't think.
Damn, that's how we're defending Pred these days. All right.
I think multiple people are making problems. But at the end of the day in this game, as we saw with Huke, with Neptune, just start shooting. If you start shooting, your problems go in the dirt. In this game especially. Snoopy too. How many times in that FaZe Boston match, how many times did Snoopy bail them out? Way too many times.
He did towards the end of the game 4, but then he kind of bottled the game 5.
He did, but he bailed them out in the respawns multiple times in just different hills, different breaks, etc. I'm saying you don't have to think so much in this game if you just get a goddamn kill. Not all of them are getting kills, but one or two of them every map is just getting absolutely horked on, and there's no way to win in Black Ops 6 like that. That's it, just flat out. So I'm not gonna I don't need an AG defense. I just need people to start shooting back.
All right, we're going to talk about the general mates as well, because these guys are also ass. I don't know what they do. Okay, congratulations. They got a win on the board. They beat the Falcons. They 3'd the
They
Falcons.
done a role swap.
They did. They popped a little role swap. They put Priester onto the sub, and they put Lins onto the flex kind of thing.
Against Falcons.
And Lins drops a 1.4. He's back. Gentle mates are back.
This series doesn't exist.
Yeah, this series might not count. And honestly, this series was really close, man. Like, the game 1, I don't want to say they should have won, but Falcons are just the most inefficient hardpoint team that I've ever seen. Like, you might look at the scoreboard, and Falcons are up, like, 30, I would not say 30 kills. That's never going to happen. Let's say they're up 10 kills. And they're probably down by 10 points. That's usually how it works with the Falcons. It's pretty frustrating to watch. I think everyone knew that they were going to lose this map 1 Pre-strategy.
How do we know? Octane tweeted it about them having a role change, and you could probably see it. But respectfully, I ain't even gonna have an opinion on this team. We'll have to see him play again next weekend, and see how they play against. Well, they play OpTic, so we'll see. I was just gonna say we're gonna see how that goes. But if they're 3-0 OpTic, like, it might just be another write-off series because I feel like everyone's just gonna get. I'm scared for that series because
I know I'm scared as well, man.
I'm not even gonna be surprised if someone gets 3-0'd.
It's truly, it's actually like it's a burger bowl. It's actually the burger bowl.
But it's the best burger bowl we've ever had ever.
Yeah, I'm buzzing for this
agree.
burger bowl.
That's why it's so good. The burger bowl includes OpTic, and then LAG with name brand players.
Oh, look
and
at that. Their last 2 games of FaZe and OpTic. On paper, you look at that and you say, wow, FaZe and OpTic, their last couple games, wow. That's tough, you know? That's tough. How are they going to get a win there?
If they pull out with 2 wins, all because this man switched roles,
Rotted.
that'd be crazy.
Someone replied to our OpTic like the fan thing. We were saying that they're gonna leave on Twitter. Someone replied, Ben wasn't wrong when he said fans won't attend because of their performance. I already sold my ticket to my friend after they ruined my Madrid major losing before Saturday.
Oh my god.
Well.
Wow.
You know, when Ben said that, I thought, like, he's definitely on the same. People are going to clown him, because always, but, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a fan.
You think? Hater?
You got to stick with him through.
Yeah, you're wrong. But sometimes it's like that. Like, I don't know. Different fan bases are different in some ways. Like, you'd think that the OpTic fans would... I mean, you wouldn't expect this, really. Because it depends on the fan base. Gentlemates, for some reason, their fan base seems to support all of their players no matter what. Whereas most fan bases, if someone's getting shit on, their fan base will be like, we need to drop this guy. It's kind of always been like that with OpTic. I totally get it. Even Karma was getting it back in the day. And then fast forward to today, I mean, it's Kenny, but ain't just Kenny. Like, I've seen OpTic fans saying, I mean, you call them fans or not. I think they are fans. They're saying, like, well, what's Karma got to say about this whole situation? And I really don't want to do that. I don't want to play that game of saying, like, oh, the coach is at fault. But at the end of the day, when the situation is this bad, everyone has some responsibility. That's my opinion.
But it's not like they're like. It's not like there's a press come out and say something. You know.
No, it's not a pressure to say something, but things don't get this bad with this much talent unless everyone in the room is I won't say comfortable, but is like contributing to the terribleness. You get what I'm trying to say? Like no one's grabbing the reins and kind of pulling it ahead.
Whoa.
And that's a problem.
What are you saying?
Wait, Ricky just put in the chat, what do you mean even the Falcons are a tall order for LAG? Mo, they're a tall order for OpTic.
Yeah, well.
They should have went 2-1 down to Falcons.
Morty says, is this OpTic slump now hurting the league in the long run?
I feel like in the long run, yeah, if it carries on. But right now, I think like everyone's more involved and intrigued to see that. Like I said, everyone's riding the hate train of OpTic, and it's bringing in views. But in the long run, the fans are going to stop watching a bad team.
I think my concern is like, it's not. My concern a little bit is, let's say they do have to blow up this team, and we can talk a little bit on who they might get. I mean, there's been talk about Kismet, there's been talk about Skies. Players you could potentially go out and sign if you really wanted to. Maybe could be available. There's even been talk about Snoopy, but I don't. As much as I like Snoopy, I just don't see that making sense from a couple of angles. My concern is that they blow up this team. They bring in like Fellow, or like they bring someone like that in, and all of a sudden, FaZe and Thieves they strengthen, and this is the way that it potentially hurts the league, is Shotzzy wants to win. Shotzzy wants to win almost at all costs. He's made that very clear indeed. He's not happy sitting on any team and losing over time. Certainly not even the OpTic team. And sure, there's lots of benefits to Shotzzy and OpTic having that partnership. But let's not forget, it wasn't that long ago when FaZe were knocking at Shotzzy's door saying, hey, do you want to come over here? Scump then said, you know what, Ant? I'll come out of retirement. You should stay on OpTic. He did, but if Scump hadn't come out of retirement for that couple of months, Shotzzy would probably be on FaZe right now. And next season, if FaZe lose this year's World Championship to Thieves, they are going to be hitting up Shotzzy again and saying, hey, it's time for you to come to FaZe. We'll put Simp on the flex, Cell on the main, and have Shotzzy and Abeezy on the SMGs. That is something that FaZe may consider doing. And if OpTic still suck, Shotzzy's going to take the offer. And that's a problem for the league because of that. And it's a problem for OpTic because at that point, how the hell do OpTic form a team that's even competitive? So that's my answer to your question. Hot take?
Good take.
Good take. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think they could farm a team because it's OpTic. You know what I'm saying?
I know
They
what
would
you're
still
saying,
have
but
they would still have the pool, but would they be able to get the?
but if Thieves
the
are
proper
Hydra,
players.
Scrap, Envoy, Ghosty, and if FaZe is Simp, Abeezy, Shotzzy, and Cell, like, you know, good luck.
Wrap it up. It's over, boys.
It's over.
It's gone.
It's over.
The league is over if that's what happens. Just a
Ben
heads
says
up.
Rab is so fit. You know what? Like, clip that and save it. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I'll get clowns.
Yeah, Rab's onto something. I would normally
Well,
disagree
OpTic
on
stays,
some of
but,
the
like,
take like that.
You know,
But
people are
it's a
going to
good
say I'm
take.
fader for that, and that's perfectly fine. But, like, you think Shotzi's happy with this?
Nah, even on stream, like, bro, he's talking and shit. You can tell his energy is depleted. You can tell he's like, his energy is different than normal, which it should be. That's exactly what it should be. So,
Yeah, I mean,
think people
sure,
are
you
sitting
could
there
get,
like-
Dashi, I guess, you know, you get Dashi, Draws, and Pred, Sib, Dashi, Gwyn, Pred. I mean, yeah, like, it's not like they couldn't form a team that's good on paper, but, like, OpTic cannot lose Shotzzy at any cost, right? That's like, OpTic cannot afford to lose Shotzzy. He's still their best player even now. Well, they suck.
OpTic can't afford to do Shotzzy, not even based on gameplay aspect.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Shotzzy,
Shotzi's the league. Shotzi's the face of the league.
OpTic are Hex, OpTic, no branding. Heck, they along with Shotzzy in unison have built the biggest branded player. Now you have him. You by every means, like you did with Scump, you got to keep him. If you lose him, your only other chance to get someone and build something was, or maybe is, Scrap. But that guy looks pretty locked on LAT, and LAT look like they're doing everything they can to keep him. So it's gonna be quite a long time before you get him. Bro,
Listen,
yeah, you have to. You lose Shotzzy, you lose Shotzzy. If OpTic lose Shotzzy, true.
You can't be the face of the league. You can't be the org face of the league without the face of the league in the org.
That's deep. You gotta say that again for the people in the back.
I mean, I feel like I kind of messed it up, but your organization can't be the face of the league without the face of the league in the organization. I feel like whatever team Shotzzy would join, a lot of the fan base would go and join Shots.
Yep. 100% agree.
But it says if FaZe loses champs again, does the trio leave? Now they get Shotzzy.
Dude,
this is my,
See. Listen, chat. We're speaking about facts here.
unless OpTic get the trio.
Shotzzy was gonna leave OpTic.
Yeah, this is like a pretty known thing that it was very close
This
to
is
happening.
Shotzzy was gonna leave OpTic. Don't ever say Shotzzy won't leave OpTic. I think Shotzzy values winning in his legacy career-wise over the organization. I think that's already been proven.
Yeah,
Not only
Shotzzy
that,
loves being on OpTic, don't get me wrong. He doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
But would he leave?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want
Would
to
he,
leave. but-
would he leave to win? Yes.
Yes, and the whole FaZe talk too. Like, bro, the trio's never leaving. They're never breaking up. Stop. That has to forever die. Every time it's been brought up in the last year and a half we've done this show, I've always told you guys the same thing. trio is never breaking up. The only time they're breaking up is if Simp or one of them retires. That's it. That's it. It's never happening.
He can get anyone an OpTic if he wanted to.
But who's he getting though?
No.
Like
he could
get anyone. He could get anyone he wanted to. That's not playing for FaZe or Thieves. And who would he want to play with? That's not playing for FaZe or Thieves.
That's the thing, right?
And the follow up too is he could get anyone, but who else can match Shotzzy? Nobody.
Like, let's say Thieves win champs this year, which right now, like, I wouldn't say Thieves are exactly the favourites, but they're joint favourites to win champs this year right now with FaZe. Sure. Whoever loses between those two teams.
Shotzzy gets the trio to come to OpTic.
Well, that's what I was just saying. Like, I mean...
No, that's not happening.
Because, look, Formal did it in Halo, right? Like, Formal took the keys, he dropped his whole team, and he went and ripped apart the World Championship winning roster and brought them to him. And like,
it ain't the same,
but it ain't the same in COD.
It ain't the same.
And the level of organizations is a bit different as well when you've got teams like you think Nadeshot's letting Hydro Scrap go to OpTic? Like, if they really want to go,
letting
sure,
Simp,
I guess,
Abizi, Cell just leave like that and go to OpTic. Nice fucking
How much cash have OpTic got? That's the question, right? If OpTic got Falcons money, damn, I didn't even consider Shotzzy to Falcons. Imagine. Because maybe OpTic don't have the money to get Simp BC South. Maybe Falcons do. And maybe Falcons say...
You think the mates pay the bag to get Hydra next year? And I mean, they can try, but they ain't going to be able to get it.
The thing is, Hydra said on a podcast with Guerrillas last year, he wants to win... Well, he wants to win more rings than anybody else has ever won. That's his goal in his career. So that means he's got to get to 4 rings. He's currently on 1. So, look, I'm not saying that's necessarily everything. Maybe he wants to play for the French org at some point. But I think Hydra is very much of a mind. He doesn't do much content. Like, he wants to win. Dude, he's here to win. He's in a position where he can win.
Nobody cares about the French org except the French fans. No one cares.
If Hydra really cared, he would have joined him when he had the chin.
Exactly. But you know what it all came down to? It came down to money, and it came down to opportunity. If he joined that team, the French team, he wouldn't have the team he has now. It wouldn't be exactly the same. So he picked the money and the team he wanted. Why? Because it put him in a better position to win and in a better position personally. That's what any rational person would pick. If anyone in COD is thinking that they're going to pick the French team or OpTic just because it's OpTic or the French team, you're faded. Sorry.
And guess what? Hydra's still going to have all the French fans anyway, so he doesn't need to be on a French team because he's going to have all the French fans anyway.
Dude.
I mean, he was getting gassed, wasn't he, when, in Madrid by the French fans. So, good point.
Yeah, no matter what, they're going to be backing him. But
what are the contracts Scrap and Hydra are on? There's not a single team in the league but one team that could pay those contracts.
Apparently,
or buyout for the contract, should I say?
Yeah, BreakingPoint just mentioned in the chat that I don't really follow Rainbow Six, but apparently Falcons, they just dropped their Saudi Rainbow Six team that were okay but nothing special, and they just picked up considered one of the best Rainbow Six teams.
Because they can do that.
This is what they do.
Yeah, guys, the prediction, Trey's made it, I've made it, Rab will come around to it one day. Falcons are going to have the best team in the CDL, and they're going to run this 100%. It's going to be basically the FDL. Falcons, I don't know.
Duty League.
FCDL.
Falcons Duty League.
Yeah, that was my bad. That didn't make sense. FCDL.
I'm down
Falcons
for the FDL.
Duty League.
And also, no one really buys players. No one sells players like that in the CDL. No one trades players either.
There hasn't been a single trade.
Just put it this way. Every team in the league is essentially broke. Bar one team, realistically.
To be fair, it does. I mean, Joseph makes an interesting point about whether Thieves can... Because Thieves obviously had to pay that team a lot more than they wanted to make it happen because they had to outbid Gentlemates. So if they win champs, they are going to be in a position where they're telling the boys, can we take a pay cut? Because that's what every team that wins champs does. Happened to FaZe, happened to OpTic. They pay them the big bag. They win champs, and then they say, all right, guys, okay, can we take less money, please? I know you want to sit together. So maybe it's going to affect the team at some point. But I think the Thieves guys seems such a vibey squad. I don't see them wanting to change. But, you know, we're obviously thinking ahead here because who knows, Thieves might have a big slump and fail to win as much as they should be winning.
Yeah.
This is Call of Duty, baby. I've got another clip to share. This one has been apparently hidden the timeline over the last couple of minutes. Is there any music in the background? No. It's an enable thing. The volume is quite low, but I'll turn it up for the stream. And let's hear what Enable has to say on the OpTic Pred situation.
I don't think I'll and or everyone else will like know what really happened while all of a sudden they treated Pred like he was O.J. Simpson. You know what I mean? Voldemorted him off the and then.
All right, hang on. Let me actually probably turn up the volume here and then I'll make it better. There we go.
Picked him back up like nothing happened. Just like literally like they were just hoping that nobody would have noticed that they fucking basically axed him and fucking Shotzzy was saying that he's never gonna be on OpTic again. All of a sudden the next day he's on OpTic. But so I don't know why they did it. You know what I mean? Actually, where you at? Like, oh, like am I lying? I mean, no. Okay, I've heard things that I'm not gonna say. I don't know if they're real. You know what I mean? I've heard some insane shit. No, I've heard some shit like okay, did y'all seen the fucking the Drewski shit? Bro, like, do I really think Drewski was sliding on a chick? No, bro, I don't. That sounds fucking insane. No, I'm not saying no. See, that's not what I'm saying. The whole point is I've heard stuff, but I don't know. You know, like I don't know how true it is. Because then I thought everything that I did here though, like obviously it couldn't have been that factual because then they brought it back easily.
Okay, so let me put this down to 0 again. There we go.
I love Ian because he says what everyone says.
I like the little, I've heard things, but I can't say it, bro.
That's what I'm saying, because that's what, listen, I know some shit, but I can't say it.
I can't say, but I heard a lot of shit.
Like, I've heard some shit. Like, I've heard some shit about a lot of situations this year. Pred ones included. I've heard a bunch of shit. I can't say, like, I can't tell you what I've heard because, for starters, I don't know if it's 100% true. Secondly, it's disrespectful. It ain't Ian's place to say, my place to say. Plus, I don't know if it's true. I don't know.
Ryan says he's had like 6 of these clips now. I mean, look, he may not have said anything, but I will be talking about it in the video tomorrow, so lock in.
Ian's comedy for Ian
bring back the cod burner.
He's baiting, bro. He's baiting.
No, the cod burner would ruin.
Did the cod burner get you at all? Did he ever get you, Joe, for anything?
Yeah, I told you. Like the whole FaZe thing that was going down.
Oh,
he was posting like,
yeah.
He posted a thing of me saying me and APOC, Kurt, my agent at the time, left the casino at like 4 a.m. We left the Cosmo at 4 a.m. and he had a picture of us and like we actually did leave the Cosmo at 4 a.m. Like. And he said we hopped in an Uber Suburban, which we did. And I was sat there on my phone reading it. I'm like, yo, this guy's on fucking smoke. I didn't feel safe. I still don't feel safe to this day, and that was 6 years.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm being watched 24. I go to the shop. I have a feeling he's writing down me shopping.
But the shit that he was saying was crazy specific as well, like with the John situation, everything at the time.
Yeah, Trey and APOC left the Cosmo at 3:30. Got an Uber Black, went down to Popeyes, got a few chicken strips, head to Sonic, get a few burgers, and went back and fell asleep. Trey approximately fell asleep at 7:46 a.m.
Yeah.
Story unknown whether he's going to wake up on time for his next meeting.
Back with an update tomorrow night.
Yeah.
That was insane.
But man, oh man. All right, boys, 3:30. I gotta hop off right now. Just letting you know.
Yeah, you're good. We're gonna better wrap this up in a second anyway. So it's been a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day at the Abedi Institute.
Love you, stream. See you on. Are there matches?
Yeah, we'll be back this weekend. We'll be back this weekend for the matches.
What day? What day is does OpTic play?
Should we have a quick look before we have to go?
Quick look.
We'll have a quick little look at the
They
OpTic
play.
matches.
I'm on it right now.
They play Thieves?
play 14th and the 16th. So they play
14th is
Friday and
Sunday.
Do we want to pre-show the Friday or the
Bro,
burger?
low key. I feel like
I think
people are gonna tune it. I feel like people are gonna tune in more for an LAG masterclass. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, but we're on a flight during this match actually, Trey. I think. So I don't think.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh shit, we are.
So I don't think we can.
Which one?
I think the Friday one. So I don't think we can do the pre-show for that. So we're gonna have to do it any day. It'll be Sunday. We'll be out in Texas.
It'll
so.
have to be Sunday.
Yeah, we'll have to be.
We won't be able to do Friday.
Yeah, we could actually duo the pre-show next to each other too.
Yeah, we 100% could do that.
The cosmos, the universe has lined up beautifully here for us to do the Sunday pre-show before the LAG OpTic Burger Con. That's
no,
amazing.
Stream. We can't do a pre-show Friday. Me and Rab are on a flight to Texas, so we will do a pre-show.
We can get the Wi-Fi. Like you're saying.
We ain't get it on the flight.
They're on the flight next to each other.
No, I will say this. Stream. I do think the pre-show on Sunday will be better anyway, just purely because me and Rab will be in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wish I was in between them, basically. So like,
We're gonna
tough.
be in the same room, so like I feel like it would be better to pre-show. I feel like it would be better to pre-show the LA Thieves match, but we physically can't unless we get fucking Elon Musk Starlink in the fucking flight.
I don't know. I'll be having words. I mean, I'm flying business anyway. I'm just kidding. I'm flying business.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not flying
No,
business.
you're not. I know you're not. I know your seat.
I'll just fund it for the stream.
Well, wonderful. Sunday chat. I will see you soon. Like the stream. Love you guys. Enjoy.
Yeah, all good.
Bye.
Peace out. I'll do a little outro here after Race departs the stream. He's about to go and he's going. Oh, I don't even know if the camera's ready. All right, quickly. Oh no. Okay, I just bottled that. Before we close out, this is the current standings in the Call of Duty League. Who do we think is making it to winners? I mean, I guess it's pretty clear. To be honest, it doesn't really matter, like, because it's the same story between winners here and between World Championship, really. Like, you've got Boston at 2 and 4, you've got Heretics at 2 and 3, Rocket at 3 and 2. Like, it's all a pretty tight pack, but Falcons are ass, OpTic are ass, Genemates are ass. So maybe it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean it really does.
But he's the standing stream. We're going to call it there for the day. People are saying, "Oh, make sure you don't miss out putting an OpTic video out." I won't. Don't worry. We're going to land into Dallas at. I think we land Trey
like 3 p.m. ish.
Yeah, it's something like that. I think it's a little bit later. You know, it's a long flight because we take off at 2, and there's only a 5-hour time difference, and it's like a 10-hour flight. I think we land at like 6. You know, I think we land like 6, 7. So it's gonna. By the time we land, a lot of the matches are gonna be nearly over. But that's fine. Get to the hotel, get to the Airbnb, pop a little video, play a bit of pool, hit the bar. Practice will be on that night. Actually, wait, will that be quali night? Yeah, Friday night will be qualifying for the Aussie Grand Prix. So I'll be there.
I mean, little bar action, little couple cocktails with the boy, you know what I'm saying?
I'll be there. Oh man, this could be a good time. But yeah, we're going to be in Dallas for the major. We're going to be there for quite a long time, me and Trey. We're going to be out there a few days early. Like I'm going down to London tomorrow for a couple of days, see a couple of friends, and then I'm flying to Dallas with Trey on the Friday. We're going to be in Dallas, in the heart of downtown Dallas for 3 nights-ish, and then we go up on the Monday up to Allen. Got a big facility. Got a big house that we got for the week up in Allen, and we're gonna have some live content for you guys there. Like we're definitely gonna be doing some live streams, like live.
We're not doing watch parties.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out what makes it work. But we're definitely going to be doing IRL live streams. We're not going to be doing watch party in the venue though.
No watch parties.
We've spoken with OpTic about because they did come up with a spot for us, Trey, potentially, but I don't think it makes sense to use it for doing a watch party. But we said that if they have a spot that's free, we'll use it for like other content and stuff. So I think our plan will be to maximize the content we do in and around, you know, at the house in the pre-show, bringing you guys the best pre-shows and IRL content you've ever seen. It's going to be a great time. And then we should have a couple opportunities at the venue to make some great content for you guys as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun week. I mean, we've got a swimming pool in the backyard. We've got a pool table downstairs. We've got like 6 bedrooms.
Hey, it's a little bit nippy, though.
You think? No, I looked up the weather.
I checked the weather today. It was looking like a 14.
Really? No way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, to be fair, I ain't that bad compared to what we've been having lately.
I mean,
it
it
was
was
nice
10
here the other day,
today.
though. It was 18 here yesterday. It's an absolute masterclass from the British weather. But yeah,
Don't
BP
forget your
house
steak
greater than
dinners.
60-50. Yeah, I'm not
Don't
forgetting.
worry,
Okay.
we ain't forgetting nothing.
Shall I bring up the hex tweet real quick? Little address on the stream. I don't think, because yeah, we tweeted this during the weekend here. So, all right, hex tweet. Let's bring it up. We need to address this live on the show. He tweeted. Here it is. Yeah. So, Hex tweeted this out. Took the COD squad to dinner at Catch last night. Get their minds off the yips. Cover couldn't make it. But tell me why the bill was half of what it was the first time. We ordered double the food and got 2 desserts. How much wine did you have last time at Carver? Right, so clearly, Hex weren't there the time before. He sees the bill. He has to pick up the bill. You know how it is. So then this guy says, maybe Karma owes the boys a steak dinner instead of tactical Rav, and Hex says Rav's still on the hook. And then, look at it, he's watching all this, right? So I thought this is pretty funny because we've talked about this a couple of times. Like last year in Boston, so if you guys remember, Hex came on the couch briefly in Boston last year for the watch party we did there. And we talked about it briefly then. He was like, look, just let me know dates, time, we'll get it sorted. And I did, like, I think maybe in Toronto, maybe in Dallas again, I'm not sure. I think maybe Toronto, the event last year, is when I tried to make it happen. It felt like it was the best opportunity. I got a couple of recommendations on steakhouses. Tried to make it happen, I think, for Toronto, but it's just the timing is difficult to make it work because the team flies in on like the Tuesday. Really, the only day you can do it is the Tuesday night because they're probably doing a team dinner Wednesday to play their match on the Thursday. You can't really do it during the event weekends because they've either lost or they've won or they want to play other matches. Tuesday is the best day to do it. It didn't work out on that occasion. I didn't feel like Dallas was the right time to do it last year because they were just coming off an absolute stinker of the Major 4 run, and it was their own world championship. And unfortunately, this time is the same. Like I'm more than down to make the steak dinner happen. Like the credit card is ready, and I'm keen to just look. We run the steak dinner. OpTic can record it. They can make it content. They can use it as they like. Sure, because obviously, OpTic will want a benefit out of it in some regard, and the players will want something out of it rather than having to talk to me for a couple of hours that they probably don't want to do anyway. But I get free steak, so that is what it is. But yeah, the point
I
is,
will be there.
It will happen at some point. It's just a question of when. But I just think like right now, okay, we're in Dallas a few days early, but do OpTic really want to sit down right now and have like a fun bit of content, eating a steak on my dime when they've been getting absolutely world starred for weeks and I've been roasting them every day? Probably not, but maybe when they get good again, then we can do it. I don't know. It's my opinion.
I mean, let them finish out their weekend, see if they've got a Monday open because they usually have a day off on the Mondays, and see if they want to do a little.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I tried to make that happen at Toronto as well because after I couldn't get it done with OpTic, I was like, I tried to find time with Octane because I owe Octane
It's
one
different
too.
when they're in It's different when they're in their own home, though.
Yeah, that's also true. That is also true.
So they might, they might be like, yeah, sure.
And it could have been done in Saudi, right? But then it was just tricky in Saudi because the timing is everything. Like the matches are finishing super late, like, you know what I mean? It was different breed out there. So anyway, that's the take. But I need to kind of finalize the list of who I actually owe the steak dinner to, because Dashi is the first guy I said I'd owe the steak dinner to. I think Octane's on the list. I mean, I've bought you enough steaks already, so already, Trey. Maybe add one more to the list.
Mine's not really like an ode thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Yeah, it's like an
whenever you-
ongoing. Yeah, it's like an ongoing.
Yeah, it's just
basis.
like, whenever you go, just like invite me. Like, and I will be there.
Yeah, that's
you
what I'm
know.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. There's no Owen or like we're not doing a tally for my.
No,
stage.
I
It's
hear
just
that. I
like-
hear that. But like, what I'm saying is, because initially it was like I just owe Dashi a steak dinner, but now I think there's a feeling that like,
Everyone's
everyone from
up.
OpTic is gonna turn up, and it's gonna be on my bill, and we're
And
gonna
they're
have...
gonna order the most expensive shit.
I looked
to-
on the
because you've been
catch website.
hating.
I looked on like the catch.
Oh, catch is expensive, bro.
Yeah, because I wanted to see what Aches is talking about, the steak that Crimsix ordered or whatever. So there's an A5 wagon. No, I think it's a porterhouse. There's a porterhouse on there for $195, and that's before sides. And sides are like mashed potato, $15 each. So,
And I don't even touch the sides though. Come on now.
that's what I'm saying. But like that adds up. You got Dashi putting one of them on. You get Hex. You got you know what I'm saying. You got Scumpy. Yeah, don't let Crim come along. Yeah,
And then you've got to hire. Then you've got to hire the back room too.
Yeah, you got to hire out the private room to make the content in. Yeah, I feel like I didn't promise that. I said I'd get Dashi a steak dinner at Octane. I'd say I'm dropping like 5 racks for Octane to make some content, or for OpTic to make some content. But yeah, all good. More steak for Trey. That's what people say in the chat.
Yalla.
Yalla. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching as always. It has been an absolute pleasure. And we will see you next time from Dallas. Texas. We'll be there on the Friday.
Sir.
Be there on the Sunday, little pre-show. And
I'm gassed.
It's going to be great. And we are going to be popping some good streams for you guys. Like, I think the IRL content is going to be great fun in the house we've got. Like, it's the first time I've ever been to an event we're doing something like this. Because usually it's just hotel venue, steak, hotel venue, steak, bar.
Nah, this one's gonna be good. I
Cocktails.
got a lot of friends going. I got maybe see future wifey. Get to chill with my boy Rab a few days earlier, then get to chill with everyone. This event, I'm gassed, man. I'm actually gassed.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, stream. Like the show if you enjoyed it. Dislike it if you didn't enjoy it. That's what it's all about here at the Generational Hair Club. You just give your perspective. We don't care. Like, dislike, 5-star rating on Spotify, 1-star rating. Okay. Actually, 5-star rating would be appreciated on Spotify. But, if you're a hater, you're a hater. That's all good. We're haters too. That's what it's all about. So thanks for watching always. As always, hit a like. And we'll be back on Sunday for the pre-show. And then the day after that, we'll be here with a little dopey check before the OpTic Major there in Dallas. Thanks for watching. Take care, gentlemen. We'll see you next time.